Divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 296-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
This is Reese on the radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Oh, it's just one of those days, ain't it? It's Wednesday. They don't call it hump day for nothing. Did we get shocked today, folks? It's Reese on the radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on News Talk 1080 WTIC. Your telephone number to call, 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Is it going to happen? What's with the teasing? What's with it getting everybody up in arms? What's with that? We'll break it down. If you want to join us, go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. You can get in the chat room. This way, you can get your comments in. I'll read them on the air in case you don't want to go on the phone. Just go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. You can go to any one of the platforms where the show is broadcasting, and you can leave your comments there, and I'll read them right here live. And we'll be here till 6. We got plenty of stuff to get into. And it's the breaking news story. According to the New York Times, Joe Biden talking to allies saying that he doesn't think he's going to be able to stick around. Says he doesn't believe he's got a shot. That it may be just best for him to call it quits. Hand it over to someone else younger in the Democrat Party. It's possible. It's possible. Anything can happen, ladies and gentlemen, right? It's anybody's game to win. I mean, it is, right? You never know. You could put somebody up there to replace Joe Biden that everyone in America is excited for. You could get Michelle Obama to become the candidate. I know the Democrats are really excited about her, aren't they? Come on, Michelle. Join in the fun. The hubby can't come in. He's got to, think about it. The American people get what they really want, right? They kind of get a second Obama term. Well, third Obama term, right? To get Michelle Obama. Michelle really doesn't want to do anything. She just likes to jet set all around, Vogue magazine, going to the parties, traveling place to place. She'd be a figurehead while her husband really did the job, right? We all know that would happen. Come on, tell the truth. All right? Because if Michelle was involved, she wouldn't just be destroying school lunches. She'd be destroying all of our lunches. There wouldn't be a burger joint for miles with Michelle Obama at the helm. She'll go after sugary drinks. She'll hashtag everything. She won't actually do anything. She'll just hashtag it, right? Remember Bring Back Our Girls? What else would she hashtag? She'd probably hashtag something like rebuild our economy. Hashtag rebuild our economy. And then be flummoxed as to why it didn't happen. I wrote a hashtag. Bring down our debt. Hashtag bring down the debt. Hey, you going to do anything about that? I put out a hashtag. That didn't work? I'm just saying. But they tell me the Drudge Report is headline right on the top of the fold. It's Kamala's party now. Is that what it says here? Let me read it again. Yes, it's her party now. with a picture of a smiling Kamala Harris. It's her party now. Here's another story. This one coming out of Yahoo News. Who will Kamala Harris pick as her top choice to replace Biden in the election race if he were to step aside? Who would she pick? She's got to go with Gretchen Whitmer. That's just the perfect person. It's got to be Harris Whitmer. Sounds like a law firm. It's got to be. It can't be Gavin. It cannot be Gavin. Don't do it to yourself. I mean, the Democrats need something hopeful. They're running amok. They're scared. I've never seen the Democrats this scared. Somebody wrote that the Democrats haven't been this afraid since the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal. I don't know about all that. I don't think they were all that afraid about that. But later on today, I've got a message for conservatives who think that they have Democrats up against the ropes. You don't. As we used to say back in the 90s, coined famously by the rap group Das Effects, chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself. The Democrats are not going down without a fight. Recognize who these people are. What did Honey Boo Boo say? You better recognize. The Democrats are not going out without a fight. I know a lot of you folks know this. They've been embarrassed. They've got wounds that are still coming. They're not licking their wounds. They're taking their shots. But they're devising plans. First, how do we get rid of this guy? Who do we put up against? Because remember, they're prepared to lose. And preparing to lose is not enough. Now they got to make sure that the winners suffer. And they're devising that plan now. And if they lose bigly, as one presidential candidate likes to put it, if they lose bigly, there's no telling what they'll do. There's no telling. They are reckless. And they are, I hedge on calling them the E word. But they are ruthless and reckless. Have you seen what they've been doing over the last 4 years? You see the things that they've been able to pull off? See the things that they've done to American families, neighborhoods, communities? Have you seen what they've done? Nothing is off limits with any of these people. So you have to be careful. It feels good. But remember, when these individuals get desperate, they start calling for insane things. Wait, have you seen it lately? I don't know if you're on the social media stuff like I am. I kind of have to be. But have you seen the people openly calling for people to do harm to people they don't agree with? Openly. This is remember, we had just 6 months ago with the bloodbath statement. It wasn't even 6 months ago, just a couple of months ago. The use of the word bloodbath meant political violence was coming from the conservative ranks, from the MAGA Republicans. Just the use of the word bloodbath and talking about the bloodbath of the auto industry, screaming and hollering about political violence. And then you get the Supreme Court ruling and people who are openly talking about political violence on the other side. And the media mum's the word. And this isn't, don't just point it out for its hypocrisy. Because if they have nothing to say about that political violence, remember what the left says about silence, right? Silence is violence. This is nothing more than condoning it. The fact that they won't bring it up. In the use of the word bloodbath, the gates of hell opened up in the news media. The use of this violence today, or even the utterance of this violence today, against the big, evil, orange Hitler. Nothing. No one's even talking about it. No one's even saying, tweeting back, hey, let's calm down with that. And they won't. Because like I said, they're up against the ropes. You cannot trust them when they're up against the ropes. They are like a cornered animal. And I'm using that figuratively, not literally. And they will pull out all the stops. They do not want to lose. And if they lose, they got to take a couple of people with them. Remember, these are leftists. These are radical leftists. They will suffer the carnage as long as they take others with them. The objective is to have you suffer as many damages as they did, if not more. To the phone lines we go. 860-522-WTIC. Let's take Rudy in Florida. Hello, Rudy. You are with Reese on the radio. Rudy? Oh, there you go. Hey, buddy. What's up?
I'm still in hysterics about your interview yesterday. But I want to talk about Biden, but let me throw this out. I'm going to throw like 4 or 5 things she said, but I want to qualify it with this. Is BLM not a Democrat Party movement?
The global unit, yes. I think that Evilise is suggesting that 860 is not pigeonholed to the Democrat Party. At least that's her statement.
Then maybe you should drop the BLM part of it.
I kind of agree.
Even Vice President Harris started a bail fund for these BLM terrorists.
Correct.
That destroyed cities across the country.
Correct.
So it's a Democrat Party movement. Black people traditionally, the majority, 90% have voted Democrat.
That's right.
So it's funny because she calls conservatives neo-Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
But she pointed out that she liked Jason Aldean and his fans, which are probably 90% registered Republicans,
right.
Just to throw that out there. And she pointed out that systemic racism in Hartford is because of the government, the governor, the healthcare system, UConn Health,
right?
All those things controlled by the Democrats. So instead of you try to draw this out of her about taking personal responsibility in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of pointing fingers at how conservative the Republicans are, maybe she should educate the black community that the votes they give to the Democrats are the ones that are creating these policies that keep them on urban plantations and poor, because that is exactly what's happening.
I think
like
in her defense, Rudy, I'll say this. In my conversations with her privately and in some of what she made clear yesterday, at least what she said was that there are a lot of people who believe that Black Lives Matter is pigeonholed to one thing, and they're way broader than that. They don't believe in the one party rule. But you're right. In their public statements,
if you want to make change with your hospitals, systemic racism in your community, teach your community not to vote for the Democrat Party that created it. They've been in charge of those cities for 70 years.
Indeed.
And there's only one party to blame. And they got nothing to lose.
You're right.
To change parties and go somewhere else.
That's right.
And that's what needs to be done instead of pointing fingers that this system is holding us back. But they voted for that system. It's backwards.
Did you see what she wrote on Twitter after the interview?
She blocked me like 3 years ago.
Did she? She said, she openly said, she said something. She was talking about something else. And she was talking about somebody who needed to get something in order while she was on the radio getting her butt kicked.
Oh, so going back to Biden, though?
Yes.
I don't know if you just saw that. Well, first of all, Michelle Obama released a press statement today saying she has nothing in her.
Where'd you go, Rudy?
You could throw that out.
Yeah.
But AP broke a story around 2:40.
Okay.
That Biden met with the Democrat governors and the DNC this afternoon in the White House, and he's not leaving.
Okay.
The AP broke that story. You could probably Google it.
I'm doing it right now.
I think they're going to have to try to remove him or hope he doesn't get that far. You know, I mean, his health isn't good. I mean, they're gonna have to 25th Amendment him because he's not capable. He's mentally not capable.
Absolutely not. And I think you're right. And I think the bottom line is now the AP is actually throwing cold water, because I have the audio for that. The AP is throwing cold water on the New York Times story. And I think that there's a dueling there's a dueling faction in the Democrat Party, or at least in the media, between the New York Times.
Gone, some want him here. But I only have one piece of advice for Joe.
What's that?
Do not have dinner with the Clintons anytime soon.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I said this, and I got clearance to say it.
And let me give you one more thing after you finish this.
Well, I'm just going to say this. I would not put it past this party. Remember what I said earlier? I said these people, when their backs up against it, they're like a cornered animal. I do not put it past them to put Joe Biden out to pasture in the worst possible way.
Do you think Hillary Clinton is going to stand by and let Cackle Kamala be the first female president of the United States?
I couldn't agree more.
That's the one thing that makes me wonder. She will have a stroke if Kamala is the first female president of the United States.
Exactly.
Can you imagine her?
Exactly. And I know those two don't get along at all.
This is the biggest dirty diaper in Democrat history.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
I'm buy some popcorn this week. So
I know. I hear you.
Until November.
Thank you, Rudy. I appreciate it, man. And thank you for the commentary on yesterday's interview. I appreciate it. Let's go to George in St. Louis. George, what's your take? Is he going? Is he going or what?
I think in follow up from the last conversation.
Yes.
I think Biden is going to have dinner with the Clintons, and he's going to be the next body count that's going to be stacked up.
Yeah, like I said, I don't.
Whitewater.
I don't listen. I don't have good feelings about where this Democrat Party is. If Joe Biden insists that he's not going anywhere, the party apparatus is bigger than him. They know that they're bigger. Joe Biden, look, he got what he wanted. The left got what they wanted, and at this particular point, they are concerned not just about the stain that he leaves on the party, it's whether or not the stain is lasting, right? If it's going to affect them all the way through 2028. They also are concerned about an internal polling data that I think somebody leaked it the other day, that says that the traction of the Biden presidency or candidacy is going to affect Republicans in the House to where the Republicans will grow from 212 seats to somewhere in the 300s based on current polling data. So there's a down ballot issue with Joe Biden that they're concerned about, that he's affecting every Democrat at this point.
Reese, to follow up what you were talking about, when you're dealing with Democrats, you're dealing with the rackets.
Yep.
You're dealing with gangsterism. You're dealing with 1920s style Al Capone criminal behavior.
Yep.
That's Democrats. And the media has when you're listening to the media, they're under the back pockets of that same gangsterism.
Yeah, but even that's fracturing. Even that's fracturing at this point. Because, there are some people who are concerned, again, about the party power, and there are others who are saying, look, just get him off the stage. So there's the dueling sort of in-house sort of dueling that's happening in news media as well as the Democrat Party writ large. Every leftist on this right now in this position is going, think about it this way, George. Last week, Thursday, we're almost coming up on a week since the debate. 2 days in, no one wanted to even say a word about Joe Biden stepping down. We're now in the 30s. Like, we're looking at 30, maybe 35 people who are openly saying he's got to step aside. So if that doesn't...
Reese, look at what went on the last 3.5 years.
Yeah.
They've wrecked your energy policy.
Yep.
Kids are at least 2 years behind in their education.
Mm-hmm.
They've just absolutely ruined immigration. They've got inflation and the economy all screwed up.
Mm-hmm. They're concerned.
They made COVID worse. Democrats made COVID worse, and you're going to vote for this rotten Democrat. Why you ever even consider Democrats for position?
Well, look, I said, it's half of it is because they just hate Republicans, but I think that people listen. I'm not really concerned about those people who are reasoned Democrats who voted for Joe Biden. We've now got I think it was a Democrat recently just came out and wrote an op-ed that said, listen, democracy's not at risk if Donald Trump wins. I think we need to just, take our L's, lick our wounds, and just deal with the fact that Donald Trump's going to be president of the United States. Let's come back and take a crack at it next time. But this, doomsday talk and, the sky is falling nonsense is just a desperate cling to hold on to power by Democrats. And it's looking embarrassing at this point. It's really, really looking sad. When you got, what's her name? Anna Navarro saying that she would sooner vote for Biden on life support than she would Trump. You can't get any worse than that. George, thank you, man. I got to go. I got to go to a break, man, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling. Anna Navarro.
This is real democracy on the line.
Right, that you're going to lose.
Listen, I'm with you. I'm voting for him even if he's on life support.
Right.
Yeah. I'm voting for him even. As I said on my Sunday show, your brain is on life support, woman. I love these people. I'm trying to tell you. All right, we'll get to that AP story as well. And, of course, we'll read the New York Times story. And we'll see how the two are dueling with each other. Plus, I got more audio sound bites and, of course, your phone calls. 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. It's Reese on the radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I'd love to get back to see those yard goats play again. Always loved a good day at the ballpark. Hi, this is Jerry Brooks. Do you have a senior in your life who has a Twilight wish? Our Connecticut chapter wants to grant a Twilight wish. If your senior lives in the state of Connecticut and is 65 or older, their Twilight wish could be granted. Nominate your senior now. Log on to twilightwishct.org and give your senior the wish of a lifetime. Learn more and nominate your senior. twilightwishct.org. That's twilightwishct.org.
Men, low testosterone causes a host of problems. These include a low sex drive, bad sleep patterns, unproductive workouts, decreased energy, brain fog, and more. But many men just attribute these symptoms to aging and don't consider that there are medical treatments that can give them back their vigor and vibrancy. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if you're feeling like I just described, it's time for you to treat that low T and change your life. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. We've successfully treated thousands of men for low T and have seen the amazing difference that those treatments can make in a man's life. If you're feeling like the vast majority of men who are low T, within just a few weeks, you'll feel your energy return. That brain fog will go away. Your sleep will improve, as will your workouts, and your sex drive will be significantly enhanced as well. So make an appointment and make a true life change. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 5 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
And now, a WTIC news update.
83 degrees at 3:30. I'm John Silva. There's one state park that's off limits to swimming for now as we head into the 4th of July. No swimming at Gay City State Park in Hebron due to high bacteria counts in the water.
Did he say
3
gay?
parks that had barred swimming have since lifted those bans, and all 4 its shoreline beaches are open to swim.
Where's the gay?
4th of July, gas prices in Connecticut averaging
I'm sorry.
$3.57.
What is it called?
That is up a penny in the last day.
Gay something park in Hebron.
$3.50 a gallon. Numerous
why,
cities
'cause
and
I've
towns
never
are
been to
holding
Hebron.
fireworks shows over the next few days to celebrate the nation's birthday. There are shows today at Lake Compounds, tomorrow at Quasi Amusement Park, at Duncan Park, and also
Gay City State Park.
Haven Hartford's fireworks Saturday as
What a
part
great
of
name.
Hartford Bonanza.
Just means it's happy people.
Direct talks between President Biden and
Yeah, that's right.
congressional leaders. President has reached out in the aftermath of his troubling debate performance last week. He is insisting he is not getting out of the race. He held calls late yesterday and today with top Senate leaders, including Majority Leader Chuck.
They really should just be able to replace him at this point.
Flags to fly at half-staff in honor of a state DOT maintenance worker killed on the job last Friday. Lamont is ordering flags at half-staff from sunrise Friday to sunset Saturday for Andrew DiDomenico. He was struck by an alleged drunk driver while working on I-91 in Wallingford back on June 28th. WTIC News Time 3:31. Here's Bob Larson with the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Partly sunny, breezy, and very warm the rest this afternoon. High 89. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 65. For tomorrow, Independence Day, humid with intervals of clouds and sunshine. It'll be an afternoon and early evening thunderstorm in some areas. High tomorrow, 84. Some cloudiness and humid tomorrow night, low 68. Humid and becoming hot on Friday with intervals of clouds and sunshine. There could be a thunderstorm during the afternoon. 91. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Short day on Wall Street today. The Dow finished down 23 points. The Nasdaq up 159, and the S&P finished up 28. Red Sox baseball tonight on TIC. We'll join it in progress. The Red Sox and the Miami Marlins. It's the Reds and the Yankees at the stadium, and the Mets in D.C. to take on the Nationals. Eastern League Yard Goats play at Binghamton. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Did you know you can stream Fox News Radio on the free Odyssey app? Just download the free Odyssey app and search for Fox News Radio to hear the voices you trust. Brian Kilmeade.
Why are we so scared of Iran thinking that we're at war with them?
Guy Benson.
Get the bleep out of here. It's disgusting.
Jimmy Fela.
Then this administration rolled into town with a checkbook.
Are all on the free Odyssey app. From the news and talk to keep you informed and up to date during election season. Listen to Fox News Radio on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
Being injured in an accident can leave you feeling vulnerable and lost. You need a fast and fair resolution and a law firm that can protect you. At Brown, Payne, Dearest & Scott, our team of personal injury lawyers have over 100 years of combined experience and will treat you with respect and dignity. If you've been injured, BPS Lawyers are here to help. At BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer. You get a law firm. Visit us at bpslawyers.com. Bruce Newman is responsible for the content of this ad.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from one Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Pays for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
The Urban League of Greater Hartford is helping you move on Saturday, July 13th at their annual 5K and Movement Festival in Hartford's Keeney Park, located at the Woodland entrance, intersection Woodland and Greenfield Street. Runners and friends of all ages and abilities are invited to compete in the race. Enjoy live entertainment, health resources, and giveaways. All proceeds benefit the Urban League's work to improve racial equality through economic empowerment.
Michael B., you're a mess,
Register now
man.
at hartfordmarathon.com. Move with the Urban League.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-403-5569 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-403-5569. That's 800-403-5569. What do you have to lose? Call 800-403-5569.
Yeah,
Again,
I got you.
800-403-5569.
1 minute.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusive.
If you can, keep
You're
the
listening
bed
to
running.
Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080. Why wait? Come on. Oh, come on. Why wait? You can rant right now at 860-751-4698 on the Todd Feinberg Show.
But in your plan, eventually, everyone would be taken off a private, the private plan that their company currently has.
Yes, there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should. Yes, I am prepared to get rid of the filibuster to pass a Green New Deal.
On day one, we're going to repeal that tax bill.
We've got to increase the corporate tax rate, and also looking at estate taxes are going to have to go up. And under my plan, there will also be a carbon fee. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
That's your next president, ladies and gentlemen. You should be happy you picked her. Kamala Harris, folks. She might even change the national anthem. I've already got an idea. If you change the national anthem to suit Kamala Harris, I think it goes something like this. It's like, oh, Kamala. I'm still working on the words. That's because it's all going to be like we're in Canada. That's what it's going to be like. Can you believe this? Now, look, I don't know whether or not, like I said, it's dueling reports here and there, but I don't think that the president can withstand these calls to step down. I don't think he could deal with it. Listen to this. Let me see if I got this audio here. This is Kamala Harris talking about whether or not the president is going to step down. I think I had the audio here. Here it is. Okay. This is a horrible question to have to be asked as a press secretary. I don't know who the reporter is, but listen to the question.
Have an afternoon nap every day.
Did you hear that? Does he have an afternoon nap every day? Axios reported, I think last weekend, that Joe Biden is in the office at 10 a.m. and he's out by 4. And so now they're asking, does he have a nap in the middle of the day? Now, I don't know if you've listened to me long enough to know this, but I've said one thing that Kamala Harris really bugs me about. I'm sure there are plenty of things that you don't like about her or you can't stand about her when she answers questions. But folks, when someone asks you a question like that, like when Peter Doocy asked, I almost called him Duty. Peter Doocy asked recently, well, a couple of years back, whether or not the president would use the federal government or the Justice Department to go after his political enemies. Her immediate answer should have been no. Absolutely not, Peter. And this is why. But instead, she went all over the place instead of answering a question. Here is another example. When someone asks you, does the president take a nap in the middle of the day? You simply go, no. Otherwise, you lend to the conspiracy that he does when you answer like this.
Have an afternoon nap every day.
Let me be very clear about this. This is a president that wakes up every morning and puts the American people first. That's what he does. He does that every single day. That is his focus. I am not going to speak to sources out there, unnamed sources out there. That's not what I'm going to speak to. I'm going to speak to what I know, what this president does, and how he is committed to the work of the president, of the commander in chief. And his record clearly lays that out and speaks to it.
Talk about giving credibility to the sources. You just say no. He does not have a nap in the middle of the day. I'll just say this to be clear. Let me help you. No, that couldn't get any clearer than that. Right now, that answer was about as clear as Hudson River water. That's what that was. You just sit up here and tell me, come on, man. Come on. This is insanity. KB says, if Harris debates Trump, $1,000 says Trump's invites Willie Brown and Montel Williams to sit in the front row. Oh, yeah. Doesn't she? Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, doesn't she have to debate him? If that were to happen, wouldn't it? You'd have to do it. You'd have to do it. Michael A. says, when Biden wakes up in the morning, it's almost lunchtime. Let's go to the phones, 860-522-WTIC. Let's go to Everett in East Hartford. Hello, Everett. You're on Reese on the radio on the Todd Feinberg Show.
Hello. Hey, with Joe Biden being in the condition he's in, your earlier conversation about Hillary being upset if Carmela was to be the first president.
Yeah, first female, yeah.
I'm thinking, I put my tinfoil hat on, and if they can get Carmela to step down and Hillary to be the vice president, then they could push Joe into the presidency, and then 2 days later, Hillary files the paperwork that Joe is criminally insane and needs to be removed, 25th Amendment, and Hillary becomes president.
I think, listen, that's, first of all, I'm already buying this theory because of the criminally insane part. That, for me, I don't care what the turnout is. That line right there, I'm in. I'm all in. She files the paperwork that says that Joe Biden is criminally insane. I'm there. No need to sell.
And I was thinking about being a speechwriter for Carmela. Somebody asked her, what do you think? Well, I think thinking is good because we should all think, and thinking is something other people should do. And therefore, I think thinking is a good thing. What do you think?
What do you think?
That would be her fucking answer.
Well,
sorry.
It's all right. We'll put that out.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Listen, you're absolutely right. She is.
She talks. I sit there and I'm just astonished that she can talk for like 90 seconds, 2 minutes, and she doesn't say anything. It's just a big freaking circle of words that mean nothing. I mean, I find it amazing that you sit there with a straight face
and again,
say nothing for 2 minutes.
The fact that I watched this video yesterday of her using that same line about unburdened by what has been, or that whatever that crazy line is that she keeps using. I can't even remember it now, but she says it all the time. I'm like, I cannot believe she's quitting that. Like, she's trying to make that a thing. It's really weird. But KB asked Everett if you're referring to her as Carmela, like from The Sopranos, when you say Carmela. You do sound like you're saying Carmela, but I like the way you pronounce it.
Sort of, kind of.
Yeah, sort of, kind of. I hear you. I appreciate that. Let me move on. Thank you, Everett. I appreciate you, sir. Let's go to Mike in Florida. Hello, Mike. You're on with Reese on the radio.
What's up, my black brother?
What's up, homie?
So, I find this whole thing hilarious that the Democratic Party since the 60s has based its power on black women.
Yes.
Black are the most diehard Democrat voters. And now they're stuck with a woman who's not even black.
Nope.
who represents herself as black,
Yep.
who has the party by the short hairs because they have to nominate her if Biden steps down. They have to.
Now, wait a
There's
minute.
all this-
Now, Mike, listen, here's the part that because I saw you say that in the chat room, right? Because in essence, the party apparatus, as it were, believes in the polling data that says the only way they're going to keep black women is if they keep Kamala Harris as the nominee. I truly don't believe that black women really identify with her at all. I really don't believe that. But I get your point.
Not her personally.
Right.
They don't care about her. They care about her check box.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Right. She's as close to black as they're going to get.
Right.
And she's the black vice president.
Right.
It's her stop. Now, what's funny, of course, this is all nonsense because apparently Biden was in a call today that said he's running no matter what.
Right.
He's out. But have you heard who they're bandying about as Kamala's running mate?
Please say Hakeem Jeffries.
No.
Whom?
Mayor Pete.
Really?
And Gretchen Whitmer.
Okay, Gretchen Whitmer I thought of. That much I considered as much. You'd have two women on the ticket. That's huge for Democrats. So that would probably be something that, Democrats would immediately hop on board with. But Mayor Pete? I didn't even hear that one. That's a new one.
Mayor Pete is beloved by the Rainbow Squad of the Democrat Party.
That is true.
They think he's brilliant. They think Mayor Pete is a genius when he's not. He's just kind of a semi-telegenic twink.
Yeah, pretty much. I like that term.
But
yes.
They're screwed. Kamala Harris is less popular than Joe Biden.
That's right. She's less popular. She's less popular than Dick Cheney.
And there's no way you can put her on a stage. She'd have to debate Trump. She'd have to as the new nominee.
Right.
But if they replace Biden, I think that the DNC absolves itself of all blame, holds a convention at the convention, and they let the Democrats vote for their nominee in secret.
I think you know what? To be honest with you, I think that would work better for the Democrats just because for them, they need something at least exhilarating to happen to the party. And I think this would get people who vote Democrat an opportunity to see how they work firsthand. I know they don't want them to see this, but I think a brokered convention is something that the Democrat Party needs, and I think we're going in that direction. This is looking eerily similar, and I know you feel the same way. This is looking eerily similar to 1968. Eerily.
And then we get the added pleasure of watching black female Democrats call the rest of the Democrats racist for not nominating Kamala Harris.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, not only that, it's going to be in Chicago where there are a whole bunch of black Democrats who are trying to turn the city red. All of this is like made for TV.
It's going to be fantastic.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you, sir. We'll take a break. More news, more views when we return. And, of course, we'll get into the BPS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher as well today. And I'll tell you a little bit about what we're going to do for the 4th of July and see what you're doing if there's anything interesting happening in the Nutmeg State when we get back. It's Reese on the radio filling in for Todd Feinberg on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Remember, for all station contest rules, go to
Mark is off. We're gonna have pre-recordings of Ian Stark.
or with just one subscription.
Who the hell is
Sign
Ian?
up today and start watching.
He's from I guess who fills in for Mark.
Okay, I need
VH1,
his name one more
TLC,
time.
Lifetime,
Ian?
Hallmark.
Ian Stark.
Okay.
Featuring current
He got his slogan from Shark to Stark.
and family-friendly shows you
lying.
can't afford.
No, that's what I'm on email with him all the time. He fills in for him all the time. He's like, "Yo, what's up, bro? It's Shark to Stark. We back. Whatever."
Favorites with the unlimited DVR, so you can rewatch them anytime, anywhere for up to a year. Philo now includes access to AMC Plus. You can discover your next obsession from its collection of hit originals like Mad Men, The Walking Dead, Killing Eve, Orphan Black, and tons of blockbuster movies. There are no contracts.
But you don't have to announce his name because he announces it every time.
$1 a month. Philo's a better way to watch
Okay.
TV.
So I just
what
say
are you
let's go to the
waiting for?
BPS
Visit
Traffic Center then?
There you go.
All right.
To start your 7-day free trial. That's philo.tv.
Todd Feinberg here. For years, for decades, really.
I didn't even know it was you, Mike, until I heard your voice.
Sitting down, because I've never had
when?
solution.
No, Mike,
to
White
how my
Mike,
feet are
when he called in and
impacting
said
the
he was
rest of
calling
my
from
body.
Florida.
That all
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's White
And I
Mike from
met
my
the
podcast.
people at
Oh, okay.
support.
Yeah, he called. I was like, who is this?
Changed my life. The
You know why I
grocery
call
store
him
is
White Mike? You
convenience
remember from the
in
Wayans
Avon,
brothers, right?
Right.
Yep.
So, but
they have
here's the thing
somehow
about White Mike,
cracked
and you'll
the
love
code.
this.
They have solved the problem and figured out how to make
I call
an
White
arch
Mike
support that
the
just
Negro
works.
anthropologist.
It's the good
He's a white
feet
guy.
What?
But he's I
Avon,
call him the
just
Negro
buy the Whole
anthropologist, but
Foods. You will fall in
understand
love with
why.
the arch support system,
He knows
like I did
everything
at the
about
Good Feet
black
store.
history and
Because
like
you
black
and
culture.
your family
He's just
deserve to have
completely
the
invested
full
in it.
beauty and power of who you
And
are
the stuff that he will
emanating
call
into their
he will call
lives,
out.
unimpeded by discomfort or pain.
People go
Simple as
nuts
that.
every time he talks.
Visit the
People
Good
go
Feet
nuts
store
when the
in
stuff
Avon.
he
We all
says.
hear the radio
but
ads about the IRS.
It's
They
not
tell you
only
to
is
be
it
afraid,
like
to be scared,
absolutely
and they try to
accurate,
frighten you into
but he
calling.
does it in
I'm not
such
here
a
to do
way.
that. Tax relief
I'll just put it this way:
advocates is
it's like
different. TRA
throwing
is here to tell
dynamite
you that if
into
you
a
owe money to
conversation,
the IRS,
which
whether
makes
it's
him
5,000,
perfect.
50,000, or 500,
And the fact that he's white.
Yes,
it doesn't matter if you're
That makes it worse.
it does,
or with your
and
kids,
it's
no matter
brilliant.
where you are.
That's the reason why I
Call
think it's the
now.
funny. He can hear me now. Everybody can hear me now. But it's the best thing in the world. I have the most fun with
TRA
it.
can eliminate
My
or
wife
reduce
listens to
what
him
you
and they
owe
go,
to the
"Who is that
IRS.
white Mike guy?" And
Generous
I'm going,
programs are
"Oh, I
now
love him."
available that can give you Passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Drowning in
1 minute.
If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-578-2415. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-578-2415 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. That's 800-578-2415. To see if you qualify, that's 800-578-2415.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
It is your girl, Cammie. And I want you to know that when I listen to the radio, okay, I listen to Reese on the radio.
We're back. It's Reese on the Radio. As you can see, the future president has done my promo. For those of you who listen to the podcast, you may have recognized the voice of the last caller. That's White Mike from the show and from my podcast. He's one of the scallywags. I mean, he's been with me since 2012. He's been a supporter of the Reese on the Radio Rundown. And he's one of my favorite people in the world just because he's just that cutting. And I call him, get ready, I refer to him as the Negro anthropologist. And the reason why, as a white guy, he is very, very entrenched in black culture and black history. And he is he is quite controversial. Because, and again, everything he brings up is backed up by stats. He backs it up. Just some people he's one of those guys that when he said something, people, it's really, really hard for them to listen to because it's like, can he say that? Unfortunately, he can because he's accurate and he has the stats and the information to back it up. So you kind of have to take him with this sort of like, which for me, watching people and listening to people listen to him and see how uncomfortable they are. I was explaining to Roland off the air, is that he's a stick of dynamite, and nothing is better than watching it happen. Just watch it as it happens. Even my wife has listened to him and just said, "Who in the heck is that guy?" Like, well, she said far worse, but it's amazing to watch. Juan Cougar Mellencamp, I love this guy. He's on the check-in as well, and of course, folks, you can be on the check-in as well. by going to resellerradio.com. That's resellerradio.com. I know a lot of you are driving in right now, but when you get in, we'll be here till 6. Just go there, join us in the chat room. The Scallywags are there, and so many others. KB, White Mike, Michael A., Michael B. are all in the chat room. So join us there if you can, so you can get your comments in. If you can't, call it. And we'll be talking about anything and everything that's under the sun. I'm going to ask next hour about the 4th of July, how many people are going to be celebrating. I'm more concerned about the people who take this opportunity to turn it into something it's not. We're going to be watching the inner cities explode with violence, and nothing flips me out more than, we can predict that. Like, there's a predictability in that. So I want to talk about that a little bit as well. And if I can, a little bit, I want to go over my conversation with Evilise Correa, Black Lives Matter 860. I hope Mark is West Hartford's not mad at me. I think he was on the line earlier. I will talk to him later on as well about that. But it's time to go to the BPS Traffic Center. Mark Christopher is off, so we'll go to Ian Stark in the BPS Traffic Center.
I'm Ian Stark from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center, and traffic's been pretty heavy around the capital city already
right,
today. Lots of people slowing down.
I told you.
From right exit 44 by Prospect Avenue, right into the tunnel. Westbound has been busy over the Bulkley Bridge and stays slow. Out to around Sigourney Street at exit 47, and also a tough trip in Waterbury both ways approaching Route 8, and then eastbound through Cheshire, slowing down past exit 26. That's over by Route 70. 91 busy southbound between exit 37 by 305 in the Windsor Center, all the way down to 84, and again through Middletown from exit 20.
Props in the house. Thanks for coming back, man.
And you got usual delays to look forward to on southbound 9 through Cromwell as you approach Aragoni Bridge and Main Street in Middletown. Traffic weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
WTIC weather.
Partly sunny, breezy, and quite warm the remainder of today, but not too humid. High 89. Tonight, partly cloudy with the low of 65. More humid tomorrow, the 4th of July. A mixture of clouds and sunshine. There'll be an afternoon and early evening thunderstorm in some areas. We're not expecting widespread rainfall. Tomorrow's high 84. Some cloudiness and muggy tomorrow night with a low of 68. Friday, humid and turning hot. A mixture of clouds and hazy sunshine. Be a thunderstorm at spots in the afternoon and evening. Friday's high 91. Over Friday night, just 72. For the rest of the holiday weekend, very humid on Saturday, mostly cloudy with a heavy thunderstorm or two around. Any storm could bring a downpour, potentially damaging winds and hail. Saturday's high 84. The Sunday, partly sunny, very warm, and a little less humid, with a high temperature of 89 degrees, partly sunny and very
Hi,
warm
Wendy.
Monday,
It's Ed.
with a high of 89.
Are you at the
This
office?
is meteorologist Bob Larson of the
Okay, hold on.
WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is 99 and kicks off a year-long celebration to 100 years on the air. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
4 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The drumbeat is getting louder for President Biden to leave the campaign. More from the White House and correspondent Linda Kenyon.
At the White House press briefing, this question was posed by CBS News.
Is President Biden considering stepping down?
Absolutely not.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was also asked, is the president clear-eyed about what it takes to stay in this race and what it takes to get out?
The president is clear-eyed, and he is staying in the race.
Adding he's also promoting his presidential accomplishments while looking ahead toward furthering his agenda. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Speaking to WTIC in West Hartford, Senator Richard Blumenthal said no one can force Biden out of the race. He would have to make that decision himself. The senator says he stands behind the president, says the contrast with Donald Trump is clear, even considering last week's debate.
He had a bad night, no question. But this election is not about one bad debate performance over an hour and a half. It's about who's going to be the better president over 4 years. If you look at Joe Biden's record over the last 3.5 years, that's a pretty powerful argument for Biden.
Now, Blumenthal says Trump lied his way through the debate, something Trump denies. New acting police chief for the city of Hartford. He is the assistant chief, Kenny Howell. He's going to assume the acting position for the time being. Chief Jason Thode announced his retirement earlier this year after nearly 30 years with the department. Howell brings 33 years experience total in law enforcement. He was a past police chief in the town of Middlebury, Massachusetts, also worked in New Haven for the police department there. He currently heads the HPD's Patrol Ops Administrative Services, Professional Standards, and Investigative Services. 4th of July is when hospitals see an uptick in burn injuries. That includes using legal and illegal fireworks, grills, and burn pits. Samantha Wenta, a PA at the Connecticut Burn Center, says children are particularly vulnerable.
We just all have to be cognizant about keeping, kids and other observers at a safe distance, whether that be in a fire pit or if people have their own private fire pits in their homes.
You seen that text?
But definitely, supervision.
I'm looking at it now. Hold on.
Says even legal fireworks like sparklers can pose a danger as the temperature of those can reach as high as 2,000 degrees. Officials hope Jamaicans are ready. And when Hurricane Beryl comes calling.
Did he really say microphone check?
Right now, just a light rain.
Did he five dog you?
Oh,
that's too much. I'm already in love with him.
Jamaican Island, bringing with it those powerful winds, potentially up to a foot of rain. So really, the potential for a catastrophic event here.
No, it's not.
Sponsored by Bouvier Insurance, and the market's actually closed at 1 this afternoon for the holiday. Dow finished down 23 points, and Nasdaq gained 159, and the S&P was up 28. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hi, Joel Johnson here.
Whoa, a minute.
Taxes don't pay a nickel more than you're supposed to, especially getting close to retirement.
In Hartford, Connecticut, props. It's WTIC, standing for Travelers Insurance Company, because Hartford is the insurance capital of the world.
705-1232. Don't pay an extra nickel in taxes.
Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Hot summer fun is back at Mohegan Sun. It's our $1 million summer with sizzling cash giveaways and promos every day. Spin to win in the new Hold and Spin Slot Zone. Sip and savor incomparable cuisine at Tao Asian Bistro and Lounge. Keep things up with incredible shows, art, and more. Plus, free tribute bands every Friday at Party on the New Sun patio. It's hot summer fun all summer long, only at Mohegan Sun. Rules and restrictions apply. Proper ID required.
This is Reese on the radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
To give you an exact example of what I was talking about when I was mentioning White Mike, he just sent me a clip of fried chicken dipped in Kool-Aid. Apparently, that is a hood delicacy. And the damn thing was put in red Kool-Aid, right? It's put in red Kool-Aid and then put on a bun. And like, how do you like if somebody like a guy named White Mike had sent you that video and with a smiley face, you kind of go, what am I going to do with you? What do I do with you? I look at that and I'm almost ashamed of myself. I'm almost ashamed of myself. The only other time I've ever felt that bad, this is a true story. This actually happened to me. If I was exaggerating, may God strike me down. It's the Super Bowl sometime in the 90s. I'll never forget it, but I was in a bar on 32nd Street and 2nd Avenue in a town called Kips Bay, a little subset of New York called Kips Bay. For those of you from New York, you know the area. So I'm in that bar, and it was a bar that I frequented. I lived right down the block from it. And we're there watching the Super Bowl with the folks there. It's an Irish pub. And whatever year that was, you'll remember it just based on this commercial alone. So it's an Irish pub. I'm probably one of 2 black people in the bar watching the Super Bowl there. And I'm a regular there, so everybody knows me. And that was the year the infamous "What's Up" video commercial came out. Remember that from Budweiser? What's up? So we watched it. The place is quiet. And while watching those commercials, as everybody does, and that commercial comes on, everybody's like, what's up? What's up? And everybody's on the phone doing the whole thing. The place is quiet after that commercial happens. And I just look up at the TV and I just go, I'm so proud to be black. And the place erupted in laughter because I know they felt uncomfortable, but they just blew up in laughter. And everybody was kind of like saying, thank God he said something. It was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life. I'll never forget that. It was the worst. The only other time that I was embarrassed, I was in a completely white neighborhood and I went to go see The Fifth Element and Chris Tucker's character comes on the screen looking like Qbert from the video games. Oh, for the love of God. Every person in the movie theater turned and looked at me as in the movie theater when Chris Tucker comes on the screen in The Fifth Element. I'll never forget that. Never forget that. They were all looking at me like I gave him the role. Like I had approved it. I couldn't believe that for the love of anything. I was like, what does that have to do with me? Why is everyone staring at me? Kool-Aid dipped. Chicken dipped in Kool-Aid. Will you ever go? Will the madness ever stop? Let's get to the BPS Traffic Center.
I'm Ian Stark from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Lots of people on eastbound 84 right now from around Prospect Avenue, exit 44, right to the ramps from 91, westbound, backed up over the Bulkley Bridge to around Sigourney Street at exit 47. So if you're on westbound 2, trying to merge on 84 West, it's going to be a bit of a slow go. And you also have traffic on 84 both ways heading into Route 8 and Waterbury. And again, through Cheshire, heading eastbound past exit 26 by 70. You have traffic on 91 southbound from around 305. That's exit 37 all the way down to 84. And again, through Middletown from exit 20 for Middle Street, right at exit 18 for 691 Meriden. And also keep in mind that northbound 8 has been slow through Northfield this afternoon with reports of road work in the area of exit 41 by Campbell Road. Traffic weather together in the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC.
Keep warm the rest of today. Sunshine and a few clouds, a high of the mid and upper 80s. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 65. For Independence Day tomorrow, humid with intervals of clouds and sun. Can't rule out a stray thunderstorm in the afternoon and evening. Tomorrow's high 84 and low tomorrow night 68. Hot and humid on Friday, partly sunny. There could be a thunderstorm Friday afternoon. On 91. Right now it is 84 degrees at Windsor. It's 85 in West Hartford and 82 at Hartford. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
This 4th of July, Columbia Dental has a special gift for you. Visit their Manchester office at 483 Middle Turnpike West between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. for a free dental cleaning. First come, first served. Celebrate with a bright smile at Columbia Dental.
At Batteries Plus, we know off is not an option. Off is an RV that won't travel or a boat that doesn't start. It's summertime. You need to be on vacation, on the water, on the road. Batteries Plus has batteries for your car, boat, motorcycle, and more. Plus portable power solutions, phone repair, and key remote services you can rely on. Summer's here. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
Insane in the main drain. I'm going insane when my pipes won't drain. When you got roots in your main. I'm going insane when my pipes won't drain. When your plumbing's backed up, don't go insane. Just call the B. Call the B for your $89 drainage system.
I've got you, Johnny.
Clear any drain and perform a camera inspection to ensure your sanity. Just call the B. Call the B.com. Let's call the letter B.com. Call the B.com.
Murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill.
Come on, a minute.
Okay.
Space may be the final frontier, but it's also what a lot of
Identify code 187.
Not only will you have all the hot water you need whenever you need it, but you'll gain storage area as well. Maybe a place to display your collectibles.
Highly logical.
Learn about Navient's series of high-efficiency tankless water heaters and how they don't just save space.
Identify code 187.
More, go to tanklessmadesimple.com.
MDK.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can
And 10.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
It is your girl, Cammie. And I want you to know that when I listen to the radio, okay, I listen to Reese on the radio.
We're back. It's Reese on the radio. Hanging out with you today, Friday, and Monday. Filling in for Todd Feinberg. Don't forget, you can check out next week the Reese on the Radio Rundown when we return to our regularly scheduled programming. Also, I have to let you know, folks, whoever's been doing it in Hartford, I have to give you a round of applause. I'm just going to give you a round of applause. I don't know who you are. So let me explain to you. So because there's no subscription to the Reese on the Radio Rundown online, right? Listening to it on the Odyssey app or anywhere you get your podcast, but I prefer the Odyssey app. Download the app, but listening to it. And by listening to it, you, in essence, help Reese on the Radio make a little scratch off of it because, there are ads and all that good stuff. So by listening to it, the more people who listen to it, you, in essence, keep the show on the air. It pays for itself by your listening to it. And as more and more people are listening to it, it's going on and on, like I said, get a little bit of money. And of course it pays for the show gets to pay for itself. This production is not cheap to get this done. So in essence, you help me by doing that. So someone in Hartford has been literally downloading or at least listening to the show. I mean, in a crazy amount, either it's a bunch of people or it's one person in particular in Hartford that is like doing like hundreds of listens to the show. And I just want to thank you or all of you who are doing it. But if you'd like to help out the Reese on the Radio Rundown, like I said, it's not a subscription service, just your interest in the show helps it get a little money. So please go to reaseontheradio.com. You can listen to it live right there. Or if you have the Odyssey app, you can listen to it on the Odyssey app and check out the show and enjoy it. Always go to reaseontheradio.com in order to do that. Don't forget, the day after the 4th of July here on Friday, we're going to do a little segment for you that we've been doing every year on the 4th of July since 2012.
Identify code 187. MDK. Murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill.
Murder, death, kill.
Last recorded offense.
Now, what that's about is that unfortunately, after the 4th of July, we see these upticks of violence in and around the country, generally in these inner cities. And no one seems to understand why or seem to be able to explain why. And these are places where kids are gathering, where they're supposed to be there celebrating. But it's gotten out of hand. And it happened by accident. In 2012, after the 4th of July, we just saw this jump in violence. I don't know. And we're talking about celebrations where there were young kids in places where kids were, like it was kid friendly. And I started doing it sort of tongue in cheek, but then it got really serious. And I've scoured this. And when I say the numbers are staggering where we've seen this, it's something that we got to pay attention to. So on Friday, we'll be paying a lot of attention to that. Let's get to the phones. 860-522-WTIC. Rob is in Middletown. Hello, Rob. You're on Reese on the Radio.
Hey, Reese, this whole thing with Biden seems a little too easy. Just real quick on your boy Mike, he like himself some oxtail?
Yes, he does not frown at the oxtail.
Good man. Yeah, there's too many intelligent, nefarious, conniving people involved to let this just happen like that, put him out there and look bad like that. There's something else coming, brother.
Yeah, you know what? You're like me. I totally believe that, not that it is a strategy that is well thought out, but I kind of feel like there's a chaos coming really, really soon. And I think, the objective is they're suffering too many losses not to retaliate against the wins that are against them right now. You know what I mean? It's like, when I say retaliation, I mean that in a figurative sense. It's like they're suffering so many losses. The polling data, the fact that there are a lot of seats that are on the line, or people are in jeopardy of losing their positions of power. With that, what do you expect from these people? Not wanting to lose said power, they go off the rails. and do anything and everything.
They created a little complacency with us here now, didn't they? Everyone's so happy. And,
Right.
Oh, Trump's got this. And no, it ain't that easy.
Yeah, it's never that easy. It never is. And again, I don't put anything past them. This is, pulling out all the stops. This is one of the most dire times for a political party that I've seen in a long time. And I can't even say, this looks worse than Nixon did at the time. Like, if people were concerned that Nixon was going to have to resign or whether or not he was going to be impeached, the fact that he resigned, the Republican Party was in disarray. Ford brought that together. Believe it or not, Ford was probably not the best choice to save that administration, but he did well doing it, if you really think about it. So,
and we got Putin threatening nukes on us now. We don't have the industrial complex anymore. It's not like World War II. We don't have all the industry here. We shipped it over there. It's all in China. How are we supposed to build all these bombs, all these missiles, all these planes, tanks to go to war? We can't anymore.
Yeah, we can't.
Us, brother, it's not going to.
None of this stuff is sustainable anymore. That's why I said the only people, think about the people who are panicking right now. It isn't the American people. They've already made their decision when it comes to this election. The polling data suggests as much. The people who are losing their collective minds, if you will, are the ruling class and the media class. They're the ones that are screaming the sky is falling. I think everybody else knows, look, we got an opportunity to switch gears, and they're going to do it overwhelmingly. They don't have any control.
Their overwhelming greed runs this country.
That's right. That's right.
Unfortunately.
Well, they're due for a reckoning, but they will make people pay for it. They will. That without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Good holiday, brother.
Thank you, man. You too. Let's go to Tim in Hamden. You're on with Reese on the radio on the Todd Feinberg Show. Hey, Tim.
Well, I've been waiting a long time and heard so many bizarre things, including that last part about Gerald Ford saving the Republican Party.
How did he not?
When you remember the whip buttons, whip inflation now, and all that sort of stuff. When, oh my goodness gracious.
No, I said, first of all, did he save? Of course he saved the Republican Party. What did we get immediately after Gerald Ford?
Yeah, his name is Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, how long did that last?
Well,
because we shouldn't have had a Republican ever elected after.
Wait.
Tim, listen why I'm saying what I'm saying. Listen, after the debacle, after the debacle of the Nixon campaign, there shouldn't have been another Republican elected for a generation.
Yeah, so the Iranians held the hostages and everything till the moment that Reagan was sworn in. Yeah, that was a real loss. That rumor's been debunked, right? No, good grief. And you other callers, mentioning Pete Buttigieg with a gay slur and
Whoa. Hold on.
On and on, you guys.
Wait. Hold on. Why are you stop? You're talking about Pete Buttigieg. What's your defense of Pete Buttigieg?
Well, the guy called him a gay slur.
Who cares? Who cares? Pete Buttigieg is beyond being. Hold on. Pete Buttigieg is beyond being made fun of now. Why? Because he's gay?
I wouldn't do that with an Asian or black.
You didn't answer my question. In fact, are you suggesting that he's beyond reproach because he's gay? He can't be made fun of?
Oh my God! What kind of Kool-Aid
Tim,
are you drinking? Of course not.
Okay, so someone made fun of him. Let's not let that be the focus of your ire.
Slur. You let that stuff kind of
again. Listen,
you think it's
fun. Tim,
okay.
You make a lot of slurs towards people that I let fly. Let's not play that game. So what's your problem? You think Pete Buttigieg's a good vice presidential candidate for Kamala Harris or not?
Well, I think Whitmer would be a better candidate.
That's what I'd say.
Don't underestimate Kamala Harris. Just because you guys, and I wouldn't vote for her if you put a gun to my head, but
wait. Come on, Tim.
And everything else.
Tim, you got to listen. You got to make it make sense, Tim.
She's black, and she is an attorney, and she is,
what's that mean?
Some of those boys' asses. So when she gets up there next to, the orange Jesus, she's going to have a field day.
Stop for a second. Hold on. Kamala Harris is accomplished because of what?
What?
Because she's a lawyer?
She's the vice president.
No, okay, listen, first of all, that's not...
She's been, she was the Attorney General of California, right?
How well... Wait a minute. How well did she do there?
Oh, my God. You're going to, dig everything and stuff. I know you play little sounding...
Okay, how about this one, Tim? Tim, how about this one? Instead of... Look.
To a guy that it's not, she'll call out, Trump as the liar that he
Tim,
is.
wait.
Of course.
Listen, instead of filibustering, right? See, this is the part where I get...
Oh, my God, look who's talking, Mr.
Hear me.
Phillips.
First of all, it's my show, so I'll filibuster if I need to.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to say it this way. Let's just start here, and let's not, because I almost feel like I'm arguing with one of my nieces. Hear me out. When I say, what did Kamala Harris accomplish for someone who is touting her at the same time saying he wouldn't vote for her if a gun was put to his head? If you say...
I'm not touting her. I'm saying that as two women candidates, for example, would be,
Tim, okay, so let me ask the question. So when someone says to me that Kamala Harris is accomplished, and then I go, how? And then the person goes in another direction, that's a tell. So I say...
It's a tell if I say that Trump declared bankruptcy 6 times.
You're back at qualifying your comments by using Trump. Back to Kamala Harris, where you told us not to underestimate her. And I said not to underestimate her.
I've seen her debate. She's a good debater.
You mean, wait. First of all, I would put her up against Tulsi. Would you put her up against Tulsi Gabbard again? She's a good debater? Would you put her up against Tulsi Gabbard again?
I'll probably vote for Gabbard.
Thank you, but you wouldn't put her up against Tulsi Gabbard again. Tulsi Gabbard had a... Thank you. Tulsi Gabbard had a 38-second soundbite that killed her campaign. She didn't score 1% in the primary after Tulsi Gabbard took a sledgehammer to her campaign.
You avoid the 34 convictions, the man convicted.
I hear you switching gears. We were talking about Kamala Harris, Tim. And again, listen. If you're not going to listen to me, right? Everybody can hear both of us. You said don't underestimate Kamala Harris. I'm underestimating her. Wait, I'm flat out underestimating her, and you won't even talk about her. So if I shouldn't underestimate her, you should at least have a valid argument for her. You don't, and I know you don't. We all know you don't. You know you don't.
Look, I have a different opinion about how she's going to, handle Trump in that.
She couldn't handle a primary where she was the most prominent. Wait. She was in a primary where she was one of the most prominent individuals. In fact, she was handpicked by the Messiah himself, Barack Obama, when she became a senator. Handpicked.
The Messiah. There's only one Messiah, and he's orange, okay?
Okay,
really?
So wait a minute. So she's handpicked by Barack Obama, and she couldn't garner 1% in the primary in 2020. She couldn't garner 1%.
Against other candidates. Again, I'm not a Democrat. I'm
Joaquin, wait. One of the Castro brothers was polling better than her. Nobody even knows who they are.
Well, that's for a while and stuff. Though,
yeah.
She became a vice president.
Yeah. Of course she became the vice president. You want to know why she became the vice president? Same way Joe Biden did. In the primary of 2008, Joe Biden garnered 19,000 votes in the primary against himself, Hillary Clinton, and Barack Obama. They were pulling in the 8s of millions. This guy pulled in 19,000. That's why Barack Obama made him the vice president. He was absolutely of no consequence. He did not help the campaign at all. Kamala Harris did not help the campaign. No one was interested in her. And by the way, she was a black woman, allegedly, handpicked by Barack Obama to be a senator. She's running for president of the United States in 2008, and not one black person even considered her. They threw their votes behind who? Jim Clyburn's pick, Joe R. Biden, who called black people super predators, said that he didn't want his children to be in a racial jungle, said that Barack Obama was clean and articulate, and you can't go into a 7-Eleven without finding somebody without an Indian accent when they go there.
The reason I never voted for the Democrats or Joe Biden, and by the way, Hillary Clinton got almost 4 million more votes than of the Orange Jesus. So there is a big difference and stuff, but she's considered a loser because she didn't get the electoral votes and stuff. So that's all part of what people either getting more votes than the guy who.
Let me tell you this about Hillary Clinton. I would never call Hillary Clinton a loser because deep down everybody knows Hillary Clinton is killing it. And I'll leave it at that.
Oh, God. More stuff about the Clintons killing people. It's QAnon radio, folks.
Come on.
Enjoy it
Come
all.
on. Give me my props. If you won't applaud me, I will. I'll applaud me. We got to take a break. We're getting to get ready to go up to the BPS Traffic Center with Ian Smith. Ian Stark is a former doctor on an ABC channel in New York. I don't know. The Ian Stark will be back here in a minute. Keep Adam in East Hartford on the line. I want him to stay on the line. I'll talk to him in a minute. Tim gets me riled up sometimes. Let's go to the BPS Traffic Center with Ian Stark.
I'm Ian Stark from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center, and the ride through Hartford on 84 still pretty tough. Anywhere from exit 44 heading eastbound by Prospect Avenue as you continue into the tunnel. Westbound 84 over the Bulkley Bridge, busy out there around Sigourney Street at exit 47. So if you're on westbound 2 and you're trying to merge with 84 West, it's not going to be easy. But luckily, delays on 2 really have not been a problem today so far anyway. 91 also on the slow side as you head southbound. Exit 37 by the Windsor Center and Bloomfield Avenue and 84, and again to Middletown from exit 20 for Middle Street. Right next exit 18 for 691 in Meriden, and the usual delays out here on southbound 9 through Cromwell as you head to the Arizona Bridge and Main Street in Middletown. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
Traffic brought to you by Cape Cod Fence. More than just fences.
Cape Cod Fence Company in Canton is ready to enhance your outdoor living space. For over 5 decades, we've been building and installing quality fences, furniture, and sheds. Call 860-673-3211 or visit CapeCodFence.com. CapeCodFence.com.
WTIC weather. Partly sunny, breezy, and quite warm the remainder of today, but not too humid. High 89. Tonight, partly cloudy with the low of 65. More humid tomorrow, the 4th of July. A mixture of clouds and sunshine. There'll be an afternoon and early evening thunderstorm in some areas. We're not expecting widespread rainfall. Tomorrow's high 84. Some cloudiness and muggy tomorrow night with a low of 68. Friday, humid and turning hot. A mixture of clouds and hazy sunshine. Be a thunderstorm at spots in the afternoon and evening. Friday's high 91. Low Friday night just 72. For the rest of the holiday weekend, very humid on Saturday. Mostly cloudy with a heavy thunderstorm or two around. Any storm could bring a downpour, potentially damaging winds and hail. Saturday's high 84. For Sunday, partly sunny, very warm, and a little less humid, with a high temperature of 89 degrees. Partly sunny and very warm Monday, with a high of 89. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Keep WTIC News Talk 1080 with you all summer long for the information you need. Weather forecasts from Bob Cox help you plan your summertime activities. Taking a trip? Mark Christopher's traffic reports will get you there without the hassle. Plus, up-to-the-minute news.
I'm going to grab water. I'll be right back.
No matter where you go, listen on the... All right. Stay informed with what's going on back in CT. Because when you're on vacation, we're not. WTIC News Talk 1080. And now, a WTIC News Update.
4:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva. Hartford has a new acting chief of police. Assistant Chief Kenny Howell has been tapped by Mayor Arunan Arulampalam to lead the department while a permanent successor is chosen. Chief Jason Thody announced his retirement earlier this year. Former Woodbury pastor, now on the sex offender registry, is being charged with having a firearm in his possession despite his being a convicted felon. Pastor Peter Ventura is charged. He was arrested back on June 25th following a complaint. President Biden vowing
I'm going to grab some water as well.
re-election, rejecting growing pressure from within his own party from some to withdraw after his disastrous debate performance raised questions about his readiness. Floodwaters in rural Minnesota. They've carved a path around a century-old dam last week. There are concerns about roughly 90,000 significant dams in the U.S., more than 4,000 of which are in poor or unsatisfactory condition. With multiple events taking place in Hartford Friday and Saturday, ranging from Hartford Yard Goats games at Duncan Park to an Alanis Morissette concert at the Xfinity, Hartford police want the public to know there's going to be an increase in traffic, vehicular and pedestrian, in the downtown and North Meadows areas. And Governor Lamont has ordered flags to fly at half staff from sunrise Friday to sunset Saturday in honor of fallen Connecticut DOT worker Andrew DiDomenico. His funeral is Saturday. On Wall Street, the Dow finished down 23 points, and Nasdaq gained 159, and the S&P was up 28 points today. Red Sox baseball on TIC tonight. We'll join it after the news. Sox in Miami. The Yanks try to bounce back at the stadium against the Reds, and the Mets go for the sweep against the Washington Nationals. Eastern League Yard Goats are playing at Binghamton. That's on the
tomorrow, right?
Odyssey app. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
LatinoFestUSA.com
Yeah, I said, don't
presenting
we
the
need money
9th
tomorrow?
annual Hartford Latino Fest, Saturday, July 20th from 12 noon to 7 p.m. It's free admission, open to the public at Duncan Park, 1214
that?
Main Street, right in downtown
it's
Hartford.
not for
Latin
me.
food and drink courts, service providers, job opportunities, local artists, DJs, dance schools, live bands, and our headliner, Dominic Marte and his Bachata Band. The 9th annual Hartford Latino Fest 2024. Again, free admission, free admission, free admission. For more info, call Luna at 860-983-5629. Again, that's 860-983-5629. Proudly supported by Michael Chambers Jr., Hartford Yard Goats, Kia of East Hartford, Charter Oak Healthcare, Humaka Restaurant and Lounge, Liberty Bank, Hartford's Town and City Clerk, Univision, and WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hey, Tom Shattuck here. Did you get in on that Awaken 180 challenge to drop 40 by the 4th? If so, congratulations. You've reached your goal this week. Went by fast, didn't it? 2 months and 40 pounds gone. If you've been sitting on the sidelines and haven't started Awaken 180 yet, what's holding you back? The results are real, and they come quick. You all know my results with Awaken 180, and I'm just one of over 23,000 Awaken 180 clients who transformed their lives in months, not years. And I went down 80 pounds in just some months. Hey, and I want to emphasize something. Free support for life is the main reason I chose Awaken 180. The deal is simple. You set real, measurable goals. Then you literally watch the pounds melt off every week. I mean, my first week alone with Awaken 180, I dropped 9 pounds. 9 results. You'll get them with Awaken 180. Book your Cromwell or at-home consultation today at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800.
Today we're constantly taking photos and our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with
Pastor,
one
I'm on
mission
the air.
to
Can
bring
I
your
call you at the
memories
next
into the
top of the hour?
21st century.
It's time to
That's
bid
okay.
farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
This is Reese on the radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We're back. Reese on the radio, News Talk 1080 WTIC. And thank everybody for joining us on the stream. You can watch Reese on the radio live. Behind the scenes, it's a lot of fun because there's conversation going back and forth. People want to get back to the show. Johnny's in the house in Austin. But the beauty of it is it sort of expands the scope of WTIC as a station, because in essence, Reese on Radio is kind of national in a weird way, because we've got people listening all the way in Florida, all the way out in Nevada, all the way out in Austin, Texas, all the way in San Antonio, everywhere. So it expands that in a sense of now people across the country understand what's going on with Connecticut politics. As well as, other news that's around the country. Because now, even national politics affect you locally. Props said something interesting. And Props just said he was in the insurance industry as well. He says, our policies have become so short-sighted, a team-based mentality. It's rather sad, but I guess that's the result of your in-your-face 24/7 media and advertising. And I agree with that on some level, but hear me out on this one, Props. You may be, and this is just a theory. I don't want to say that I know what I'm talking about in the sense of I'm positive of this. It's just a theory to consider. I used to talk about this back in the day when it had to do with watching riots on television. And it wasn't that the riots weren't significant. It wasn't that whatever the episode wasn't significant. But the television screens and social media have an ability, not even social media, websites as well, has an ability to amplify the event. So look at it this way. If there's a fire in Ferguson, Missouri, after Michael Brown is shot due to a riot, and you see the CVS is on fire, the media has a tendency to make it look like or give the appearance that CVS is 100 of them. If you get, the psychology of it all. Because it's everywhere you look, you see that fire. It amplifies it to a degree. It's on television. It's relevant. It's significant. So when you hear the bickering and the screaming and the hollering and people making these attacks on individuals, he's going to do this. Ted Cruz is going to, once he gets the chance to, he'll do this. And you hear that, and that starts driving into, well, they said it on television. There must be some truth to it. That's kind of how that works. That's how that psyche works. Let's get to the BPS Traffic Center with Ian. He'll say his name.
Look out for a crash in Weatherfield as you head southbound on the Willowbrook
I
Cross.
can't believe
Tommy and Stark from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. That accident, it's right where you meet up with traffic merging off of southbound 91, so it's a pretty slow spot, and 91 is also...
This is the first time he didn't say his name.
No, he said it.
He did say Ian Stark?
He said it after he said, look out for the da-da-da-da-da. It's Ian Stark.
There it is at 1884. As usual, you got your delays from exit 44 heading eastbound from Prospect Avenue right into the tunnel. Westbound 84 busy over the Bulkley Bridge and say stop and go to around Sigourney Street at exit 47. And you're also seeing traffic in Waterbury both ways approaching Route 8 on 84. Traffic weather together in the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
Sponsored by Connecticut Mattress, whose 4th of July sale is going on now.
Hi, it's Michael.
And Christine.
From Connecticut Mattress.
With sizzling summer savings.
Save up to $1,200 during the 4th of July sale.
Plus, get an Omaha Steaks burger pack with purchase.
Sleep better?
Feel better.
With Connecticut Mattress.
WTIC weather.
Sunshine, breezy, and warm the rest of today at a high of 85 to 89. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 65. For Independence Day tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds becoming more humid. Could be a thunderstorm in some areas tomorrow afternoon and evening. Tomorrow's high 84 and a low tomorrow night is 68. Humid and becoming hot on Friday, partly sunny. Chance for an afternoon thunderstorm at a high of 91. Right now it is 84 degrees at East Hartford. It's 85 at Plainville and 82 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth from Money Wisdom. Tune in this week and every week to gain a better understanding.
We still got
of
Adam,
taxes,
right?
Retirement income, and long-term care. The Money Wisdom. Today's at 8:30 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Join us this Sunday for Cumulo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father and son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch the replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Cumulo Financial Retirement Planning with Integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123, 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why
One minute.
thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Do you feel like you're going through life clouded by doubt? Talk to California Psychics. Our trusted and accurate psychics are available 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers get 80% off their first reading. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is. You know who it is. You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Oh, man.
It doesn't seem like there are new excuses since the debate of what went wrong there. I would say I don't think it's a new excuse. I think some of your colleagues reached out to us about the schedule. Some of your colleagues asked if the schedule was too strenuous or was it because of the jet lag, and so we are laying out and explaining exactly what happened. You heard from the president, you've heard from me, and it was indeed a schedule where the president traveled 6 time zones forward to G7 in Italy, 9 time zones back to LA, and 3 time zones forward again to DC. That's something that one of the print pooler on that day laid out for.
Yeah, don't forget, the president also not just went through 6 time zones and then 9 time zones. He went through the Bermuda Triangle, the time-space continuum. He went through the polar vortex, the astral plane, and then visited the multiverse. President was everywhere. Let's get to the phones. 860-522-WTIC. Adam's in East Hartford. Thanks for holding, Adam.
Hey, Reese, always great to talk to you. I hadn't talked to you in about a few months, but
yes, sir.
I wanted to talk to you. What am I doing on the holiday? I'm going to look up Todd Feinberg so I could have a hamburger and a hot dog with him.
No doubt.
Anyway, no, you said everything right on the money. You did a good job yesterday. Calling out and showing Black Lives Matter. Where they're wrong, and also you have no chip on your shoulder. And
nope.
You can see through the smoke that Republicans were always for the black folks. With freedom from slavery, and with civil rights, and also with trying to get them out of the ghettos and out of the cocaine and the welfare. But
yeah. Well, I wish, like I said, I do believe that there's a part of them that understand that the Democrat Party has not been helpful to the African-American community. I think that's the case here. The other part that's sort of a wedge, if you will, for African-Americans is that they don't want to, because they realize that they've been completely aligned with one party, they don't want to do the same by aligning with the other, which makes sense to me. Right? When you realize that you aligned with one party for over 60 years and they've been duping you all this time, you're kind of going to be apprehensive to join another party and do the same thing. So it makes sense to me. I believe that they should be apprehensive in whomever they choose to represent, and it should represent their values. And I would say, look, if more African Americans decided to become independent and not Democrats, what a great start. Right, to a change in our politics and in our political lives, I think it would be important.
Gretchen Whitmer, she's no good.
Yeah,
she's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Are you on Friday?
Yes, I'll be back on Friday.
I'll listen then. You have a good holiday, sir.
Thank you, man. You too. Let's go to Chris in Weathersfield. Hello, Chris. You're on with Reese on the radio on the Todd Feinberg Show.
Doing today, buddy?
Pretty good, Chris. Hey, you.
Hey, buddy. Good. Hey, I was listening before. I listened to Tim. He's definitely a longtime listener. It's nice to hear the jarring back and forth. I like that. One thing I want to ask you, Reese, was there, and I missed this before, was there something that Kamala Harris said she was going to run for president?
What? Oh, you mean recently?
Yeah, because you and Tim were like, okay, like you were saying, would you vote for Kamala Harris? Did she come out and say something today while I was driving home?
Oh, no. Okay, so the bottom line is that according to a New York Times report, Joe Biden had spoken to a close ally and suggested that he may, he's realized that his candidacy may be in doubt and he should drop out. However, another AP report saying that that's completely dismissed. That isn't any truth. But right now, Drudge Report and other places are saying it's now Kamala Harris's party. Who will she pick as her running mate? So no one's believing the AP report. People are standing by the New York Times report, probably because that's wishful thinking. So that's kind of where Tim was.
Well, okay. So in regards to that, I'll make a comment. The one thing about being vice president is you want to do things. You want to go down in history as doing something.
Right.
Maybe not like, President, Bush Jr.'s vice president was, he was
Dick Cheney.
He was controlling the country, right?
It's alleged. It's alleged.
But for Kamala Harris, to me, she may be an accomplished attorney, but in regards to what she's done for vice president, I haven't heard zero.
Well, no, you did. Listen, hold on, Chris. You did hear plenty. You heard plenty of failure because remember, she was sent down to the southern border and to all of those triangle countries to find out the root causes of migration into the southern border. Next thing you know, no one had ever heard of her again. Like no one ever heard what she was doing, what policies. She did nothing. So she was in charge of a few things, but they went south. They went belly up.
Right. So in that regard, you know what? If they put her as being the presidential candidate, she's not going to win because she, in my view,
right. Her accomplishments they're none to speak of.
Nancy Reagan, she just say no, right? George Bush Jr.'s wife, Barbara. She had all of these things.
That one's Laura. That one's Laura Bush. George W. Bush's wife is Laura. Yes, she incorporated. She had a reading initiative.
That's right. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
She was trying to get kids to lose weight and go outside and do stuff. I haven't heard one thing from Kamala Harris. So that's my thing. I wouldn't do it.
I totally exactly. And I think Tim made that clear. He said he wouldn't vote for her if a gun was put up to his head, but he said that she's an accomplished attorney. I don't understand how both positions could sit in the same realm. Maybe he's traveling through the multiverse with Joe Biden. I don't know.
Right. I understand the argument. Here's another thing. I'm a little concerned about the Supreme Court issue about presidential immunity, and here's why. There's two sides of President Trump, right?
Okay.
If you're a supporter, he's done nothing wrong.
Okay.
If you are an enemy of Donald Trump, he's done everything wrong.
Right.
And that the Supreme Court decision will only give him room to do more quote unquote crimes or whatever.
Right.
Now, there has to be one thing that I don't like about lawyers is because I look back at the O.J. Simpson.
Okay.
And you had blood in it. You had blood on him. You had DNA in his truck. You had DNA. You had a glove.
Right.
You had a shoe print. And what happened? He got off.
Reasonable doubt.
He had a good lawyer.
But he also had reasonable doubt.
So to me, well, listen. The guy slit people's throats. That's what he did.
But wait. You don't listen. The reasonable doubt was, and I think that it affected, in fact, the interviews after that trial, and I don't want to relitigate this, but black women in that trial who were in that jury said that there was a little bit of payback on the part of the LA police who had gotten away with the Rodney King thing. That's one. But the other side was the reasonable doubt was when he put on that glove and it did not fit. That was enough. That was so damning to the prosecution that really led. The infamous line by Johnny Cochran, right? If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Yeah.
That resonates. It lasts forever.
I know, but if you, it's just to me like if you, dude, I just don't. Again, I'll go back again. It takes a good lawyer to get even a criminal off criminal charges, right?
That's right.
And where I'm going with this is where's the baseline? Where's the baseline? And I see there's the baseline for sanity or being sane is getting so convoluted.
Give me a minute. Let me take a few phone calls. Chris, let me take a few phone calls. If you're willing to continue to listen, I'll break down this argument about the Supreme Court thing, and I think I've got a pretty good case to make the argument. Let me move on to some other phone calls, but no problem, Chris. I will get into it. Let's go to Mark in Unionville if we can. Mark, you want me to Reese on the radio?
Gotta go to Mike, Joe, or Bill.
Okay, let's go to Mike in Plainville then. Hey, Mike, you want me to Reese on the radio?
I'll tell you what, if people don't see it by now, man, this is just, I call her Calamity, by the way. Calamity Harris.
Calamity Harris.
She said yesterday, well, our president, after all his great accomplishments, this woman, oh my God, you know what? I thought I saw it all. And you probably thought you saw it all.
Me
but
too.
You got these lawyers and the press secretary. See, I don't think those reporters at these press briefings are aggressive enough. They should be more aggressive towards her and ask her more poignant questions.
That's right.
Because they're letting off with easy answers.
I think, listen, I don't believe that Kamala Harris is going to get a pass, even if this were to happen. If Joe Biden finally decides, okay, that's over, and he passes the torch over to Kamala Harris, I do not believe that anyone is going to give her a pass because at this point, everyone is already saying Kamala Harris she's no better than Joe Biden at this particular point, but no one wants her in elected office in that way. No one ever wants her to be the commander-in-chief. They are more fearful of her abilities than they are of anyone else's. I promise you that behind the scenes. They don't want her.
They're scraping away. They don't have any
They don't.
qualified people.
They don't. Yes,
In
the
this
bench.
country, you can't find one qualified person to run for president. This Buttigieg, he's impotent. Forget it.
Mike,
He's
the
useless.
deal is the bench is short. The bench is short. They don't have again, when your biggest names are guys like Hakeem Jeffries, Gavin Newsom, and maybe Pete Buttigieg, that's a weak bench. You're not going to the championship with that. You're just not.
No, you're not. You're not going to make it to the halftime.
Exactly.
Hey, you're 6'3". Did you play a lot of ball in your day? You're 6'3", right?
Yeah, but no. Listen, I don't play. I never played basketball. As Rudy likes when I say this, my mom used to say I was like a 2-story house without steps. I'm useless.
Let me tell you what. I'm the exception. White man can jump. Not anymore. I wouldn't be able to jump over a telephone book now, but listen, have a great holiday. I might listen to you on Friday.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Let's go to Joe to New Hampshire to wrap this one up. Hello, Joe.
Hey, Reverend.
What's up, sir?
I heard you on the radio driving in. I said, he's on this week. You're filling in this week?
Yes, I am. I'll be back on Friday and again on Monday.
I hope this continues. Like I spoke with you recently, you deserve top billing, man. We already went over that the last time.
My wife says that is the nicest thing that anybody could say about me. My wife smiles when my wife heard you say that, and my wife smiled so big, and she was like, "They like you," and I'm like, "Yes, they like me."
Well, besides being informative and highly entertaining at the same time, you bring in guests that all these top-notch people, like the two that replaced Rush Limbaugh, they couldn't get the guest you got on yesterday from Black Lives Matter. They wouldn't appear on their show.
Yeah.
You have access to a lot of important entities that are right in the middle of our troubles in society today. And that's what makes you so valuable beyond your talent. And, I thought of something the other day after I spoke with you.
Yes, sir.
I think the greatest baseball player who ever played the game passed away this week, Willie Mays.
Yes, he did.
When you look at his defense, offense, stealing bases, all around. And do you know, I don't know if you know this, you talk about Boston being a racist town and Tom Yorkie, the owner of the Red Sox, but an 18-year-old Willie Mays went into the Red Sox training in Florida. I think it was 1949. I don't think it was 1950 because by then he had signed with the Giants. But 1949, he went into the Red Sox. He wanted to play for the Red Sox, and he was great then. He hit 20 home runs as a rookie, by the way, when he was 19.
Wow.
I mean, he had the ability. Everybody knew he was a winner, and Tom Yorkie said, no, thank you, not interested. The Red Sox could have had Ted Williamson left and Willie Mays in center for the whole 1950s.
Imagine.
And then another thing, I looked up his record. After his rookie year, he had 20 home runs at 19. In 1952 and 53, he was drafted by the Army. He didn't even get to play those 2 years. He was in the Army, in the service. Now, he came back in 54, and the Giants made the World Series and won it. And he hit, I think, 37 home runs at 22. So you figure he lost 60 to 70 home runs by being in the Army.
Yeah.
He would have broken Babe Ruth's home run record because he had 660. He would have had over the 714 if he hadn't been drafted in the Army. And another thing, Mickey Mantle was the exact same age. He wasn't drafted into the Army ever. He played baseball in 52 and 53, and Willie Mays.
I didn't know that.
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
now,
that
go
is a
back
big
to
deal.
1952, 53, no one would question anything back in those days. You know the situation.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
Willie Mays just passed away, and I really think he was the greatest player of all time.
A lot of people feel
I
that
don't
way,
care
my
about
friend.
anything else, and he lived to be 93, which is another testament to his athletic ability and the shape he was in. Now, the last thing I'd like to say.
But unfortunately, I do have to get to the BPS Traffic Center, but I promise, I love you, Joe. Thank you so much for all of that history. And that is,
I'll talk to you Friday.
you
I'll
got
talk
it,
to you
sir.
Friday.
All right, let's go to Ian Stark at the BPS Traffic Center.
Still dealing with a serious crash on the southbound Wilbur Cross in Weathersfield. I'm Ian Stark from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. That accident, it's right after you meet up with traffic off of southbound 91. So where that traffic merges is where things are at their slowest. So whether you're on the southbound Wilbur Cross or exiting 91 south to get onto the Wilbur Cross, that's where you're going to find company. Also, 91 slows down southbound from around Jennings Road at exit 33, heading to 84, and again from Middletown to Meriden from exit 20 down exit 18 for 691. You have traffic on 84, as you would imagine, both ways between the Bulkley Bridge and in exit 44 for Prospect Avenue in both directions, seeing delays more eastbound than westbound, but in both directions things are pretty slow. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly sunny, breezy, and quite warm the remainder of today, but not too humid. High 89. Tonight, partly cloudy with the low of 65. More humid tomorrow, the 4th of July. A mixture of clouds and sunshine. There'll be an afternoon and early evening thunderstorm in some areas. We're not expecting widespread rainfall. Tomorrow's high 84. Some cloudiness and muggy tomorrow night with the low of 68. Friday, humid and turning hot. A mixture of clouds and hazy sunshine. There'll be a thunderstorm at spots in the afternoon and evening. Friday's high 91. Oh, Friday night, just 72 for the rest of the holiday weekend. Very humid on Saturday, mostly cloudy with a heavy thunderstorm or two around. Any storm can bring a downpour, potentially damaging winds and hail. Saturday's high 84. For Sunday, partly sunny, very warm and a little less humid with a high temperature of 89 degrees. Partly sunny and very warm Monday with a high of 89. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is 99 and kicks off a year-long celebration to 100 years on the air. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
5 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Questions continue to swirl in D.C. as to whether President Biden will stay in the race for a second term. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre at her daily press briefing said Biden reached out to top Democrats on the Hill to reassure them he's fit for the job.
What I can say is, in this moment, we move forward on building on this unprecedented record that the president has been able to lay out for the American people, and that's going to be our focus.
Congressman Jim Clyburn, a longtime Biden ally, says he'll support a mini primary in the run-up to the Democratic National Convention next month if Biden were to leave the race. Senator Richard Blumenthal says he stands behind the Biden-Harris ticket, saying the contrast with former President Trump is clear, but he admits Biden's status is being talked about among top Democrats.
I'm talking to my colleagues about what their views are and what the president wants to do. Ultimately, it's going to be his decision. Nobody can force Joe Biden to step aside. He has to make that decision himself if he's going to do it. But as of right now, he is standing firm, and I would anticipate he'll continue to do so.
Blumenthal says the president's accomplishments in office and the specter of a second Trump presidency should outweigh what he calls Biden's bad night at last week's debate. Possession of fireworks is illegal in Connecticut, but State Trooper Kyle Fosher of the Fire
Meanwhile,
and
more signs of trouble in the poll.
Explosion Investigation Unit says explosives are still used here.
We are aware that a lot of illegal fireworks are coming from out of state where they may have been legalized. For example, maybe New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, making their way into Connecticut here. We would advise people that there are certain penalties associated with the use of illegal fireworks.
The only legal fireworks in Connecticut are sparklers and fountains. He says handling fireworks should be left to the professionals because they can cause a range of injuries from burned skin to, in extreme cases, loss of fingers or toes. Hurricane Beryl roaring toward Jamaica as islanders scramble to make preparations after the powerful Cat 4 storm earlier killed at least 6 people and caused significant damage to the southeast Caribbean. People in Kingston boarded up windows and fishermen pulled their boats out of water. Hartford has a prominent Jamaican community, and many are no doubt keeping an eye on their homeland. Sean McDonald is one of them. He runs the Jamaican Jerk Shack restaurant in Parkville Market.
I have family and I have kids there, so I'm hoping that everyone will be okay because it's never easy in a hurricane. People die.
Audio there from WFSB. For those footing the bill for the 4th of July cookout, prices of beef and pork are higher than they've been and will most likely stay that way, at least for the foreseeable future. Other staples, though, have seen price drops since last Independence Day. Nada Sanders, supply management professor at Northwestern University, says a favorite drink this time of year, lemonade, is also costing more.
We're seeing this citrus bacteria disease outbreak in California that is impacting the harvest of lemons.
Overall, however, basic food prices are 1% higher than a year ago. Wall Street Dow down 23 points today. The Nasdaq gained 159 and the S&P was up 28. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Imagine animals and humans coexist in harmony, where wild animals thrive, habitats are protected, and marginalized communities are empowered. At International Animal Rescue, this is our vision. Our holistic, community-led projects not only rescue animals, but also protect and replenish precious habitats, creating a better future for us all. But we can't do this without you. Show your support now and help keep the wild wild. Visit internationalanimalrescue.org.
Ready? Go.
Okay, doctor.
Operation.
No, the most amazing care.
They changed my life.
Yeah, 10.
Thank you. Kids like me can play in the game of life. Go to lovestrivers.org right away. Thank you.
This is Reese on the radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We're back. Top of the hour. Plenty of news and plenty of views to get into before we get out of here before the holiday. I'll get into the 4th of July Independence Day stuff in a bit. But I just want to say this is important to note. Okay? This is important to really consider.
Meanwhile, more signs of trouble in the polls. A post-debate New York Times Siena poll has President Biden's support eroding. Former President Trump holding a 9-point lead among registered voters. It's the first post-debate poll to show a gap outside the margin of error. That number tightens slightly to 6 points among likely voters, pushing it back within the margin of error, but just barely.
And yet another poll out this afternoon from the Wall Street Journal shows a 6-point gap between Trump and Biden among registered voters, the widest lead for Trump in that poll since 2021. And we should note, 2 other surveys released this week show a much smaller margin, with Mr. Biden tied or slightly trailing Mr. Trump within the margin of error.
I want you to consider this. The people who are reporting this as if an alien is coming down from the planet of totalitarian and is going to take your democracy away. But who are they blaming for it? Do you not know who they're blaming for it? The polling data is you. You are the one. This isn't coming up out of nowhere. The American people see the guy the media wants to be president of the United States, and they're going, no, not interested, dunzo. Anybody else but him, we got to move on. We're going to put our support towards the other guy. The one you told us that is dangerous. The one that you told us was going to get rid of you on television. We're going with that guy. Yes, the insurrectionist in chief. Yeah, we're going with that guy. Yeah, the guy who allegedly slept with the porn star. Yeah, the guy with 34 felony counts. We're going with him. That's who they're upset about. Who do they think is the reason why the polling data says that Joe Biden's losing? Because of you. Who doesn't believe that they're going to turn their knives on you next? They will. They don't have a choice. They don't. Someone's got to pay for their guy losing. You think I'm kidding? None of these people sound happy. They don't sound happy at all that the people are deciding to go with the other guy. How can they be? Back to the BPS Traffic Center with Ian Stark.
Delays continue in Wethersfield due to a crash on the Wilbur Cross. I'm Ian Stark from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. That southbound accident is right after you meet up with the traffic merging off of southbound 91. So both the southbound Wilbur Cross and the ramp up 91 South, very slow traffic there. Expect delays. You're also seeing delays on 91 South from around exit 33 by Jennings Road, heading back to 84. And again, from Middletown at exit 20 down to exit 18 for 691 and Meriden. 91 stays pretty busy. 84 is also slow eastbound and westbound in both directions between the Bulkley Bridge and exit 44 by Prospect Avenue. So if you're on westbound too and you're trying to merge on 84,
hey, Rama's in the house.
Not going to be all that easy. There's a lot of people in front of you. 84 also busy in Waterbury both ways approaching Route 8 and then eastbound through Cheshire after exit 26 by Route 70. Traffic weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy tonight, the low is 65 for the 4th of July. Tomorrow, mixture of clouds and sunshine and more humid than recent days. Can't rule out a thunderstorm for the afternoon and early evening. High tomorrow 84 and a low tomorrow night is 68. Hot humid weather on Friday with intervals of clouds and sun. A spotty afternoon thunderstorm at a high up to 91. Right now it is 82 degrees in Meriden. It's 77 at Plymouth, 81 at Hartford. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
If you or a loved one has been the victim of medical malpractice, know that you are not alone. Call 1-800-HAYMOND and they will get you the answers and advice you deserve. Attorney John Haymond is your legal authority in medical malpractice. Call 1-800-HAYMOND.
Don't just live with foot pain. Find the Good Feet store nearest you at goodfeet.com.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Be warned that once you pick up a refreshingly cold drink from McDonald's and people see just how refreshingly cold that drink from McDonald's is, you may create drink envy. Because there are drinks, then there are drinks from McDonald's.
Turn heads with your favorite soft drinks, like Coca-Cola Zero, Sprite, or Fanta Orange. Any size for only $1.29. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Here at Columbia Implant Center, we offer leading-edge technology that allows our patients to have their procedures done in one day, 7 days a week.
I scheduled my treatment on a Sunday, and I'll be back to work on Monday.
The thought of dentures at my age, that was the last thing I wanted. But I didn't want the pain anymore either.
Columbia Implant Center eased my mind. They feel like my own teeth.
Our digital dental lab crafts your smile while you wait. It provides efficient and dynamic care that takes less time away from the things that matter to you most.
At California Psychics, doubt can get in the way of your relationship. One moment you're enjoying a romantic date. The next you're thinking,
Is this guy right for me? Could I spend my life with someone who has more hair on his feet than on his head?
then you realize you've been thinking out loud.
Wait, come back,
Thankfully, California Psychics can clear away the dating doubt. Our accurate psychics are available 24/7 to give you all the guidance you need to make the right relationship choices.
She has bad moments, and
In
rhyme. What do you? Well,
trust.
she has some bad
That's
moments.
why we can guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers receive 80% off their first reading. I can smell love in the air already. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
It is your girl, Cammie. And I want you to know that when I listen to the radio, okay, I listen to Reese on the radio.
She has some bad moments. Her moments are almost as bad as his. I think his are worse, actually.
Yeah.
But
She seems pretty senile, too.
she speaks in rhyme. It's weird. It's weird. But she has bad moments. And
In rhyme? What do you...
Well, the way she talks, the bus will go here and then the bus will go there because that's what buses do. And it's weird. The whole thing is weird. This is not a president of the United States future. And I think they probably have some kind of a primary.
And it turns out that's what they're talking about. Jim Clyburn is talking about he would accept the primary. Jim Clyburn. What? How is it that this guy keeps pulling it out of his butt sometimes? This guy, Donald Trump, just says stuff. Next thing you know, they're doing it. The Democrats are doing it. I have no idea how he does it. I think they'll have some sort of a primary. And then Jim Clyburn says, I'll support a primary. I was like, I knew that Donald Trump had said something about that with the Tucker Carlson bid. I said, I'm positive I heard that somewhere. Here it is right here. I didn't even realize. Here it is.
Our recent polling also shows the Vice President, Kamala Harris, in a hypothetical matchup with Donald Trump. She's within the margin of error and actually does better in that head-to-head than the president does. There has been some talk. You've said you would support Kamala Harris if Biden steps aside, but there has been talk as well about could there be sort of a mini primary, for lack of a better term, so that it is not simply a coronation for the vice president if the president were to step aside, but that there would be a race. She may ultimately come out on top in that moment. If that were to happen, would you support that move for perhaps a bit of a mini primary leading into the convention?
Well, I think we're going to have a mini primary leading into the convention. As you know, because of the legal issues, especially involving Ohio, it is my understanding that we will have some kind of a virtual roll call before the convention opens. And this
But do you
must be
envision
done-
somebody other than Joe Biden as a candidate
sorry?
being part of that? Yes, correct. That needs to happen for Ohio, as we know, because of the balloting issues there. But are you saying that you think in that roll call, which I believe has to happen before August 7th, I think is the date, perhaps it's the 9th, that there would be other candidates, that this would be an expanded field?
There will definitely be other candidates. My understanding is there are 700 uncommitted delegates.
So there you go. There you go. So, sure enough, there you go. Prop says, laugh out loud. The guy that says grab him by the blank is any better. Get out of here. Well, let's take that into consideration. props in the chat room. Let's take that in consideration. When you're having a private conversation, by the way, I don't want to see. I'm trying. This is a family show, so I'm just gonna put it like this. People have to consider what they're talking about when they say, "I can't stand that. I can't go for that," or "There is my limit." Right? I don't know if this guy is any better because he said this. Okay, so I'm going to use your standard, right? I'm going to use your standard. Private conversation with Billy Bush on a bus talking about what fame allows men to do when they're around women. He suggests that women will let you do a certain thing, even though privately we all know that's true. What he said is not a lie. A wealthy man, a billionaire, a celebrity, a woman trying to get, and you know the story if you've seen any of these baller girls who have tried to hook up with basketball players, would let those basketball players do anything they want to so they can get a little cut of that cheddar cheese. Right? These women would do anything. Let anybody do anything as long as they get a check. Even fake a pregnancy. Even have a real one. So he's not lying, but it was a private conversation that was filmed that was then exposed to the rest of the world. Okay, no doubt. Now let's take an equally private moment inside the Oval Office. Now, I'm not talking about what Monica Lewinsky did to William Jefferson Clinton. I'm talking about what he did with his cigars. And I'll leave it there. You guys can all look that up, but we know. And that was a private conversation and a private moment between the president and a consulting adult. Donald Trump talking about what you could do in theory. Everyone's talking blasphemy, sacrilege. I can't believe he said that. Then we have an actual person who did unspeakable things with cigars, then smoked them. And you're going to sit up here and try to make me, just give me the equivalent here. If it's okay, you can't go back in time and say, well, that was reprehensible too. It's too late. The limit had been set. If we can't say anything about a private encounter with William Jefferson Clinton, we can't say anything about what Donald Trump said in theory to Billy Bush on a tape that got leaked. All he did was say it. Because I'm going to say, do we convict somebody? If we're really convicting people, are we convicting people by what they do or because of what they say or what they think? I think one's a stretch. Can we just say that? Can we say that one is a stretch? So he said it. I remember when people are still talking about a presidential candidate who said he can shoot a man on Fifth Avenue and his poll numbers would go up. And my response to that is, wait a second. Did he shoot a man on Fifth Avenue? No, but he said it. Okay, I need to know where's the crime here. So having said it, the audacity to say it is a disqualifier? Is it a disqualifier to say to the Supreme Court, Neil Gorsuch, and to Brett Kavanaugh, that you will reap the whirlwind if you do not do as the Democrats want you to do? To the point where it leads a man to come to somebody, a justice's home at 1:50 in the morning to assassinate him? I mean, again, you get my point, right? This isn't, I'm not speaking in tongue. This is all English. I get that you want so badly to put Donald Trump as the template or the watermark that everyone should be measured. But then forgetting, conspicuously I might add, forgetting everything that happened before it. And then giving me well, it shouldn't have happened either. But where was your damn outrage? Where was the screaming and the hollering and the consternation? Get them out! Nothing. Nothing. I get not liking the guy, but let's not put a 10 on a 2. Let's not go above and beyond. Okay? This faux outrage. And that's all it is. It's faux outrage. And again, I am in no way condoning the behavior of any one of them, no matter what they say. Would I have said it? No. Do I have a problem with them saying it? Yeah, it's a rough thing to say, but let's not get bent out of shape. People have done far worse and have been defended to the hilt. Come on. I mean, there are examples here. Jeffrey Epstein, there are examples here. Harvey Weinstein, Roman Polanski. There are exceptions here. Don't all of a sudden start screaming and hollering. I want you to condemn anybody. Can we condemn Oprah Winfrey finally? Can we condemn her? She was right in the hip pocket of Harvey Weinstein. Right in the hip pocket. No, this woman gets endorsement deals all the time. We have photographs of her ushering young new actresses onto the scene. Hey, come talk to Harvey Weinstein. While everyone openly knew the secret of what he was doing to women privately. They all knew. That's how we got exposed, because it was an open secret. The guy said in a private setting what being a billionaire, being a celebrity, what women would allow him to do. Never said he had done it. There's no evidence of such. No woman has come forward, with the exception of Stormy Daniels, who in one breath said that she was excited to be with him, and another one made it seem like, oh, it was horrible. But we can't even confirm that, even though she's already written letters several times saying that it never happened. So again, let's be honest here. That's all I'm saying. Let's just be honest. No one wants to be honest. So please, let's put it all into context. The Donald Trump thing, people talk about this stuff about, he said you can shoot at somebody on Fifth Avenue. So what? He said it. And his poll numbers did go up after he said it. The guy was in 17th place at the beginning of the 2016 election. The guy was in 17th place. He was ranking somewhere at 2.6% and became the president of the United States. I can say the guy went through a rigorous test to become the nominee and the president. I think he earned the right. He didn't have just the slings and arrows from the Republican Party going after him. He had the Democrat apparatus and the news media, but then again, I repeat myself, going after him the whole time. That's how bad it was. The media there's people political laundry once it's public. Meanwhile, Trump does, you know what? I will tell you this. Well, I'll leave that there. I'll come back to that. Let's go to Bill in Rocky Hill. Hello, Bill. You're on Reese on the radio on the Todd Feinberg Show.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good.
Often, not often enough. The first thing I want to say about the O.J. Simpson glove, if you ever played softball or golf and your glove gets wet, you have a hard time putting it on the next step.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, this is 6 months later.
Yes, exactly. No, listen, don't get me wrong.
It's not covered with water.
What? Listen to me, Bill. In no way. You notice that I omitted that. I never said anything about the fact that Marsha Clark and Christopher Darden knew that glove should have never been touched. It should have been left in whatever state it was in. It should have never been touched. It should have been made available at that trial in its original condition and then put on. But they knew.
Right.
They blew that.
I want to move on. Kamala Harris.
Yes.
Is Jamaican and
Indian. Yes.
So she claims to be Afro-American. So if you tell an Afro-American person he's Jamaican, he will be very offended.
Yep, and the other way around.
A Jamaican, he's Afro-American, he will be offended. That's why it doesn't fit. The glove doesn't fit there either.
Great way. You know what?
Well,
You were,
good fit.
not only are you 100% right, the scary part about that thing is, and anyone, you can look this up anywhere. Kamala Harris has never stated she was African American. The Washington Post did, and she's never corrected them, and she won't.
Correct.
That's exactly that's the case. Thank you, Bill.
I wish I could always sit in the background smiling for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go to.
you.
Thank
God
you, man.
bless you. Have a great Fourth, buddy.
Thank you, man. You too. Let's go to Jerry in Bloomfield. Jerry, can you do it in 2?
Hello, Reese.
Yes, Jerry.
Oh, sorry, it's Gary. Yes, I can do it too. I think that what's being missed here is the Michelle Obama connection. You heard about the poll that came out from Reuters that showed that she was the only candidate.
Yes.
That was beating Trump. I know that she's saying no. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. But I believe what's going to happen at the convention, she's going to be drafted along the lines of Michelle. We need you. America needs you.
That would be chaos. That would be chaos.
It would be chaos.
It would
I know
be
they're saying
chaos.
There's all kinds of legal impediments to that happening. But ask Bernie Sanders what happened in 2016 if the Democrats gave one slice of caring about legal.
Yeah,
I mean,
indeed.
He should have been the nominee.
Indeed. And, I agree with you. Listen, I think the moment that we found out that the DNC and Donna Brazile and all of them were cheating, I think that Hillary Clinton should have been disqualified. I believe that Bernie Sanders should have been the nominee for one reason, Gary, because of this. I think that the Democrat Party would have had to get behind a socialist for the first time in the Democrat Party's history and qualify the idea of Democrat socialism. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate the call. I appreciate it, sir. All right, man. You too. And happy 4th to you. All right. We're going to get into the BPS Traffic Center with Ian Stark. We'll be back after this.
Watch out for delays westbound in 84 over the Bulkley Bridge. I'm Ian Stark from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. And it looked like rush hour traffic might have checked out as 84 is looking much better over the river, but now westbound things are slowing down again. So on your way towards Asylum Street at exit 48, where you're going to still see some delays. And, of course, if you're on westbound 2, this means you're likely backed up as you try to merge with 84 West. But 84 East looks pretty good anywhere from Prospect Avenue heading towards the ramps for 91. 91 not bad either. Southbound, just some light traffic approaching 84. And then again, we do see some delays in Middletown on southbound 91 in the area of exit 20 where you exit for Middle Street. But by the time you get to Meriden and 691, traffic looks much better. Traffic weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
Sponsored by Connecticut Mattress, whose 4th of July sale is going on now.
Hi, it's Michael.
And Christine.
From Connecticut Mattress.
With sizzling summer savings.
Save up to $1,200 during the 4th of July sale.
Plus, get an Omaha Steaks burger pack with purchase.
Sleep better?
Feel better.
With Connecticut Mattress.
WTIC.
Partly sunny, breezy, and quite warm the remainder of today, but not too humid. High 89. Tonight, partly cloudy with the low of 65. More humid tomorrow, the 4th of July. A mixture of clouds and sunshine. There'll be an afternoon and early evening thunderstorm in some areas. We're not expecting widespread rainfall. Tomorrow's high 84. Some cloudiness and muggy tomorrow night with a low of 68. Friday, humid and turning hot. A mixture of clouds and hazy sunshine. Be a thunderstorm at spots in the afternoon and evening. Friday's high 91. Low Friday night just 72. For the rest of the holiday weekend, very humid on Saturday, mostly cloudy with a heavy thunderstorm or two around. Any storm can bring a downpour, potentially damaging winds and hail. Saturday's high 84. The Sunday, partly sunny, very warm and a little less humid with a high temperature of 89 degrees. Partly sunny and very warm Monday with a high of 89. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. And now, a WTIC news update.
5:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva. One state park off limits to swimming for now as we head into the 4th of July. No swimming in the water at Gay City State Park in Hebron. The park's open. You just can't swim there. That's due to high bacteria levels. 3 parks that had barred swimming have since lifted those bans, and the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection says all 4 of Connecticut's shoreline beaches are open to swimmers. As for gas prices on this 4th, in Connecticut, we're paying an average of $3.57. That's up a penny in the last day, higher than the $3.50 national average. Numerous cities and towns holding fireworks shows over the next few days to celebrate the nation's birthday. Shows tonight at Lake Compounds, tomorrow at Quasi Amusement Park, and at Duncan Park, actually through the weekend after the Yard Goats games. The Hartford Fireworks is Saturday, fireworks show Saturday as part of Hartford Bonanza. After days of no direct talk between President Biden and congressional leaders, the president did reach out in the aftermath of that debate performance last Thursday. He chatted with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Democratic Leader Hakeem Nicks. As Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says, the president is staying in the race for a second term. Governor Lamont ordering flags to fly at half-staff in honor of a state DOT maintenance worker killed on the job last Friday. Governor ordering flags to half-staff from sunrise Friday to sunset Saturday for Andrew DiDomenico. He was struck by an alleged drunk driver while working along I-91 in Wallingford on June 28th. Wall Street, the Dow finished down 23 points today in an abbreviated session. NASDAQ gained 159, S&P was up 28. Red Sox in Miami immediately after the 6 o'clock news here on TIC. Yanks game 2 of a series with the Reds at the stadium, and the Mets conclude matters in Washington against the Nationals. Eastern League tonight, it's the Yard Goats at Binghamton on the Odyssey app. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Start your day with all the latest sports information. Matt Soroyce has updates from the Cordell and Cordell Sports Desk at 15 and 45 past every hour. Only on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123, 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
Scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
La 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 la.
Oops. Ever had your singing lessons cut short by icy water?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Say goodbye to those cold notes with Navien tankless water heaters. With Navien, you'll hit all the right notes without the surprise chill. So keep singing and let Navien keep the hot water flowing. And get ready for the encore when you get your utility bill.
La 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 la.
Tankless water heaters. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
This is Reese on the radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
And we're back. Almost about to wrap this puppy up for today.
Dave and Branford.
I'm sorry, who do we have?
Dave and Branford.
Okay, well, go Dave and Tuesday. Yeah, let's go to Dave and Branford's. I was going to talk about 4th of July, but Dave's in Branford. Hello, Dave. You're on Reese on the radio.
Well, I could talk about the 4th of July, too, but I want to comment on you.
Yes, sir.
Last year when you got married, you kept calling your lovely new wife the wife. I never liked that kind of impersonal pronoun. And this year, I noticed you're calling her my wife just like you should. I think people are a little afraid of that over-possessive sounding my wife.
Really?
But I'm glad you've joined the club because she belongs to you and you belong to her. And the wife never sounds good to me. And I'm
You
glad
know
to
what?
see you change it.
It's I'll put it to you this way, and I'm glad you pointed this out. Can I tell you where that comes from? And you might even notice it a little bit. You're old enough to know it. If you've ever listened to my podcast, there's a certain inflection that I have on the show that I borrow from one of the people I loved on television growing up, and that is none other than Archie Bunker. And he used to use that terminology when I was a kid, the wife. And it was the first time I'd ever heard it, and it stuck with me, not because of any other reason, and not even that I wanted to be like Archie Bunker. He was from Queens, and I thought that's how we talked. So it's...
He also called her the dingbat.
Yes. Well, he called it a dingbat, but I'll never forget this. He used to use that term "stifle yourself," and I never knew what it meant when I was a kid, but I would never use it because I felt like it was a curse word, so I would never use it in public. But I always thought it was great. They just like "stifle yourself," and I just went, "What is that?" But I was 7,
So
you know
one
what I
of
mean?
A little 4th of July here. Out of the Declaration of Independence, one of my favorite lines, the writers were griping about bad King George.
Yes.
And they used the line, he has erected a multitude of new officers and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. Boy, if that doesn't sound like the bureaucratic state that we are tortured with, when we just want to be left, just leave us alone. And every 4th of July, and I'm 70 now, I'm an old poop, I always set off an illegal firecracker because whoever the king's name is, it's not George anymore, but that king deserves a good poke in the eye. And I set off the firecracker just because it's illegal. That's my 4th of July message.
And
so,
you know what? I like every bit of it, man. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, sir, and have a wonderful Independence Day. I'll talk about that in a little bit when we come back from the BPS Traffic Center with Ian Stark.
I'm Ian Stark from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. So far, the
that's what I said.
West on the busy side from the Bulkley Bridge to about Asylum Street at exit 48. But eastbound 84, not too bad at all. Traffic pretty light through the city. Traffic also moving well, mostly on 91. Although as you approach 84, there's a little brake check. And then again, as you head through Middletown between exit 21 for 372 and exit 20 for Middle Street, 91 South was also on the slow side. And then we're also seeing delays in Cromwell now in westbound 9 coming off of 91, heading to around exit 31 for 372. And look out for your usual delays on 9 through Cromwell, heading southbound towards the Aragoni Bridge and Main Street. Traffic weather together in the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy tonight, over my low is 65 for the 4th of July. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds and more humid than recent days. There could be a thunderstorm in parts of the area during the afternoon and early evening. Tomorrow's high 84, partly cloudy tomorrow night and muggy, low 68. Hot and humid weather on Friday with intervals of clouds and hazy sunshine. Again, there could be a thunderstorm in the afternoon. 91. Right now it is 82 degrees in Wallingford. It's 77 in Bristol, 81 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth from Money Wisdom. Tune in this week and every week to gain a better understanding of taxes, retirement income, and long-term care. The Money Wisdom, Saturdays at 8:30 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Technological advances speed all things up, including dental care. Columbia Implant Center in Manchester takes full advantage of this technology to bring better, faster service and better results in one day, the same day, 7 days a week. We have the specialists, the facility, and the technological expertise to provide and complete the treatment today. Call Columbia Implant Center at 860-730-6020 or visit ColumbiaImplantCenter.com.
Game time means snack time at my Big Y. So instead of hustling in the kitchen, I'm making a break for the couch. Armed with hand-tossed pizzas made from scratch and topped to perfection. Tenders and wings with zing, fried fresh and sauced to my liking. Custom subs piled high for my hungry crowd. And sushi platters hand-rolled by expert chefs. The real win? It's all made fresh at my store, so I can serve my team's faves without lifting a foam finger. That's my Big Y. View menus at bigY.com or find us on DoorDash.
Today we're constantly videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is. You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
So as we get ready to wrap this up before the holiday, I've been in this business long enough to know that some of the pros will say something poignant about a holiday like today. I won't bore you with that. I won't. And I've done it enough. Every year I've always said something, I thought was important to say. Not that I ever think that it resonated to some degree. I want everybody to have a wonderful 4th of July. And I know some people will, take the day and recognize our independence, as many of you do, very patriotic people. I think that's coming back. I think I'm seeing that a lot more with young people today than I've ever seen it before. Definitely with a lot of older folks who are recognizing what's at stake. And they're coming together and they're going out there and they're, celebrating America as we should. This is a birthday, and it should be treated as such, to remind ourselves that we're a great nation that cannot be compared to. Here I am. I'm doing it anyway. But anyway, I'm trying not to. But hear me out. This message goes out to the people who are not so fond of this holiday. And you know who you are. You're the people who changed Columbus Day to Indigenous Day, and changed Thanksgiving into Indigenous Day, and change everything. And Juneteenth, that's the that one. Now that's the new Independence Day for African Americans. I don't know how. Somebody's got to explain to me how Juneteenth becomes the new Black Independence Day. It's just one state. Negroes didn't know they were free. Just one state. Everywhere else, everybody knew. Texas did not. Now it's the Independence Day. Stop hustling backwards, you morons. Stop it. Anyway, back to my point. Juneteenth. Make me want to slap you. Anyway. For you people who always got to change everything, just got to make it new. Change it into something else. Untested, unproven. Kwanzaa folks. You know who you are. This day is for you too. Even if it's for you to rebel against it, it's for you too. You're all going to get off your high horses and you're telling the rest of us how immoral we are. You're all going to knock it off in or around 9 p.m. your local time. You are. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to stop your protest. You're going to stop your nonsense. You're going to call it all off because you're going to be looking to the skies to watch bombs bursting in air in all the pretty colors. That's what you're going to do. We know it. You know it. You can't wait to see them. Boom, pow, burst, sizzles. You're going to love every bit of it. You'll be like everybody else. Oh, wow. Oh, do you see that? Whoa. You're going to be that person. You're going to put it all aside. That one was great. Where can I buy that one? You're all going to do it. And in that one moment, be it an hour-long celebration, a half an hour, or that you're just doing it down the block with the neighbors who get the cheap ones on the street outside the ShopRite. Yeah, you know those people. You're going to be there with the kiddies and you're going to be enjoying yourselves with your little bombs bursting in air. And in that one moment, you're going to be just like the rest of us. Americans. You're going to be American. We're so happy to have you as one of us. Even if it's for an hour. Even if it's for an hour. And I think it's going to be fantastic. Just don't blow your damn hands off. Can you not? And don't look down the barrel of a Roman candle. Can you not? And don't point them at your friends and chase them down the block. Can you not do that? Can you not do that? Hey, Uncle Ray Ray, can you please not squeeze every drop of juice out of the hamburgers this year? Can you just not do that? Okay? You, Karen, seriously, no raisins in the potato salad. Just this year. I don't care if you saw it on TikTok. Don't do it this year. Huh? Cousin Pookie, please do not steal the stereo or whatever it is that you steal in the house. Don't go through people's pockets. Just don't do that this year. And no fighting. And no fighting. And if you are going to fight, please don't let it be over something stupid like politics. Let it be over something like whatever the family member did last year. And if it's going to be a fight, just have a simple fisticuffs. Please don't pull out any weapons. Okay? No weapons allowed. Okay? Let them wrestle on the floor at the family picnic and then separate them. Put this one over here, give them a Schlitz malt liquor, and then the other one over there, give them a 40 ounce of Old E. But try to make it festive. Put all of it aside and celebrate like a birthday's supposed to be celebrated. This is for all of us. This is for all of us to have a great time. I'm going to have a great time. I'm going to go down by the lake, and I'm going to listen to country music for about 4 hours from bands I've never heard of. And I'm going to be bored out of my tears. But you want to know why I'm going? Because I'm just going to be with new people, Americans, celebrating a birthday. And just because I need the day off, because I've been working every day for the past 4 months. But I need the day off. And this is important to me. And I really want to have a good time. And I think all of us can kind of have a good time. Don't you want to have a good time? Roland, what are you doing this 4th of July? You doing anything? Are you going to be here? Is the day off? Or what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be bowling?
Here.
You'll be here?
Yep.
But you'll be off before the fireworks go off, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll make it home. Do you have your own fireworks?
No.
Okay. All right.
I don't go outside, dude.
You don't go outside? Well, then if you're not going to be doing your own fireworks, folks, we know for a fact tomorrow, Roland will have all of his fingers. Roland will have them all. Applaud him. He will have all of his fingers tomorrow. All right? I will not be touching any fireworks. I will not even light a person's cigarettes. I hate fire. I've always been afraid of it. I am like Frankenstein. I'm afraid of fire and knives. I don't like knives. I don't like using them. I cut myself once, and that was a wrap. I cut my own steak. For all you people out there say, did he cut his own steak? Yes, I can cut my own steak. Okay? But I keep the knife away from me. If it didn't look weird, I'd let my wife cut my steak, but it looks weird. But go out there and go have a good time. And if you are doing fireworks, if you're out there and you're going to do fireworks, do them safely. And please, knock it off after 10 p.m. That's another thing. I don't know who these people are who have to do the fireworks at midnight. You know who you are, you bums. And I call you bums because you act like you don't have a job. Okay? We'll deal with the racket at 9 o'clock. When the sun goes down and it's really, really dark, we'll go through all of that. Okay? The boom, the baps, the explosions, the M80s, the sticks of dynamite, whatever it is that you wackos are blowing off. Fine. But after 10 o'clock, it's a wrap. Nobody should be listening to that crap at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay? Just get rid of every bit of your fireworks up until 10 o'clock. You know who you are doing it in a residential district. Huh? Thinking you're the cool cat. Hey, everybody, watch me blow off some fireworks. And you keep doing it because you just can't give it up. I'm surprised I didn't hear people blowing off fireworks a week before. You guys know that too. I hate those guys. I got to be honest. I hate you guys. You people who have been blowing off fireworks since like June 28th. You people, I hate you. I'm not bad. Listen to me. I'm not backing down from that. I hate every one of you. You're so desperate to blow off these fireworks. You do it in the middle of the day. In the middle of the day. Just listen. It's a grand finale. It's the 4th of July. Do it on the 4th of July. It's like celebrating Christmas in November. It makes no sense. Okay? You're so eager to blow off fireworks. You're doing it in June? Come on. That's right. Rob says people have things to do on July 5th. Some of us have to get back to work. Prop says, Old E. I used to drink that back in the day. Good stuff. Those were the days of going to see live music, partying, and most importantly, no politics. But hold on, Props. What parties did you go to where they served OE? I gotta find. That was in the 90s. It must have been in the 90s. But I just want everybody to have a good time. And respect your neighbors. Right? And remember the kids are there. And the kids are going to want to blow off fireworks. I always feel bad for the kids. There was that one kid. Well, there's a group of kids. The only thing they got with the sparklers, you know, the little sticks, they got those things and the kids would run around with those. And they always felt like they got the short end of the stick, like they got cheap. Like somebody gave them the cheap. And all those kids wanted to do, they want to light those fireworks. They want to be like the big folks. Don't do it. Don't do it. You know what's the worst thing to happen on the 4th of July? Is a 4th of July emergency room visit. Okay? You get to hang out with the rest of the denunts who didn't know any better. Oh, and you're going to see them. You're going to see a lot of denunts in the ER on the night of July 4th. Don't join them. Don't join them. They're a special breed of people. Stay out of their way. And they know who they are. They know who they are. Wasn't it? Who was the football player, Roland, who blew off his fingers in a firework?
Jason Pierre-Paul.
It was a Pierre. Yes, it was Pierre-Paul. Oh my goodness! I'll never forget what his hand looked like. He was still a great player even afterwards. That season he came back, he was fantastic. But imagine how great he would have been with a full hand. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make fun of him, but come on. Was that an M80 that blew off in his hand?
Yeah, it took off like 3 fingers.
Took off 3 fingers. An M80. M80. That's all you have to do is go see, what was his first name?
Jason.
Jason Pierre-Paul. Yeah, Jason Pierre-Paul. I'll never forget that. He was a great, great defensive lineman. He could cut through that line like a knife through butter. Couldn't hold an M80 to save his life, though. This is why Pierre-Paul never made it as a quarterback. Didn't know how to get rid of the rock. I'm sorry, that was cheap. That was just cheap. I blame myself. I have to do better. I just have to do better. Fritz says, I want to light a firework that goes, whee, bang. I don't want any of them. I don't want anything to do with them. I don't want anything to do with them. I want to stay as far away from them as I can. I don't even like them close to me. I don't. I don't like loud noises. I don't like jump scares. I don't like horror films. I don't. I just want to chill out. Right? I want to sit back. I want to eat some Kool-Aid flavored chicken. Kool-Aid flavored chicken. Maybe eat some non-raisin potato salad. Or I love, you know what I really, really love? My favorite dish at a picnic is the corkscrew macaroni salad that people put like olives and carrots and all that stuff in, and it's got like olive oil in it. I love the corkscrew stuff. I love it. I know there's going to be plenty tomorrow. So if anyone's having a barbecue or any one of these things, I'm going to be going from place to place to place. And if you got it, I'm going to grab me a plate. I love that stuff. I shouldn't have that much pasta, but I'm going to have a lot of it. And it's cold. I love it when it's cold. It's the best salad to eat when it's cold. So it's going to be great. So again, I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. What else is there? Don't forget to check out Reese on the Radio on Friday. We'll be here at 3 o'clock. We'll also be here on Monday. Is there anything else I need to mention? Oh, please check out the podcast. If you've missed a couple of shows, go back and go listen to a few. That will always help Reese on the Radio here. And I guess that's pretty much it. As I always say, radio was free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the Radio. You have a wonderful 4th of July. Celebrate with your family. Celebrate America if you can. And if you can't celebrate America, celebrate the fireworks that you're going to enjoy because somebody's putting that together for you. That is free entertainment for you and yours. And just be a part of something great and joyous that the kids will smile and enjoy. Try to have a fun day and enjoy it with you and yours. Let's get to the BPS Traffic Center with Ian Stark. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm Ian Stark from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center, and it looks like a lot of people got an early start on the holiday as rush hour traffic has fizzled out.
All right, good sir. Eat well, enjoy yourself.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Catch you on Friday.
You got it, man.
Competition